Oh, shit. That whole thing was just muted. Fuck.
No.
Oh, damn it. I forgot to unclick that one button. That's why we need a producer.
Yeah, that would help. So now
So now what? So now we're right back to the beginning of where we were. Everybody on Mixler got to hear it, but nobody on Facebook got to hear it.
Oh, my God.
So
forget
it's all right. Whatever. Sorry.
That's okay. Good. Oops. My bad. I forgot to click a button again.
Wait, does Facebook do the automatic, like, not audibles, but no, it doesn't hear us, so it doesn't put captions.
No, it's just a whoops. It's a whoops. That was a whoops on my phone.
First topic.
So anyway,
back.
So let's run back through it. So we got an action-packed 2 hours. Now that you can hear us, we got it primed up for you here. For those listening on Mixler, which is the audio-only stream, if you want to listen to the audio only, by all means, you can click on the link that I have pinned in the description, www.mixler.com/Joey-Fats. There's no subscriptions. There's no apps you got to download. Just click on that website, click live stream. You can hear us live without tying up Facebook and, without tying up your phone to Facebook, which I know sucks a lot. I don't know if you're like me. I don't know about you guys. When I listen to podcasts at home, I like to be browsing through other stuff. Like, you know what I mean? I'm listening. Like, I'll listen to, the Jerry Callahan podcast daily. That's one of my religion. Religion podcast. I listen to the Pat McAfee show. I listen to Adam Shine. I listen to all my big dogs.
Right.
And I like to be browsing around on my phone. I like to be playing my Boom Beach.
Dude,
I like to scroll through Instagram. Manolo teaches golf. He's on there to teach me how to little chupitos.
Dude, it's like when you try and find a song on Spotify that you can't find, so you go on YouTube and you find it, and then you just want to close YouTube and still listen to the song, but you can't. You know
you can now.
Well, you can now.
Now you can.
They switched it.
There's like a different YouTube.
Well, YouTube will just minimize down to the corner.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever. I don't.
But at least you can. But at least you can still use your phone while that video is still playing in the bottom corner.
Yeah,
it's out of your way a little bit. But
I just wanted to be able to,
if you like the audio only, by all means, please go right ahead and just click that link, mixler.com/Joey-Fats, and you've got your audio only. You can listen to the live audio. You'll be able to listen to the show after the fact right there. There's a button called Show Reel. You can go listen to every show we've ever done from 2013 till now. You can go check us out on Spotify, which I'll have uploaded within an hour after the show is done. Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. You can find us there as well. So make sure you like, click, share, like, click, share, like and share, like and share, like and share. So, guys, what do you guys want to get into first? I think let's lead this off because the big question of the weekend coming out, right? We had golf and we had basketball. That was the two big things going on Sunday, right? We had the U.S. Open, we had the NBA playoffs. Who had the bigger meltdown? Was it Ben Simmons or Bryson DeChambeau? Because
or Doc.
Bryson DeChambeau, Doc is no, listen. I'm not going to throw Doc in there because he got fucked by Ben Simmons. Let's be honest. Ben Simmons fucked Doc out of a trip to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Ben Simmons has been garbage for years. I've been saying it the whole time.
You just had an extra guy out there running around pretty much. You know what
That's
I mean?
all it was. It could have been any one of us.
Especially somebody who you expect so much from.
Right? Granted, great defender, great facilitator.
Is he?
He can't shoot. Yes, he is. He is those things, but he can't shoot. And in this day and this day and age in the NBA, if you can't shoot, you don't belong on the floor.
Well,
period.
You're not a starting five.
No.
You're a bench guy.
Yeah.
For sure. Ben Simmons.
At best.
I said Ben Simmons was shit. And I know this is my Celtics pride coming out being like, no, Ben Simmons is garbage.
Right.
No, he is legit garbage. I wouldn't even want him as a bench player.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not going to be able to shoot, at least have some, serious defensive qualities of some sort. You know what I'm saying?
And to be honest with you, everyone's like, oh, no, he makes it up for in defense and facility. Listen, that's great. I don't want that. I want someone who's a goddamn winner. If you had to give me Marcus Smart or Ben Simmons, I'm taking Marcus Smart 100 times out of 100.
I love Marcus Smart. That's a no-brainer for me.
But Marcus Smart's a dick. And people say that as much. They're like, oh, he's a dick.
Yeah, but that's just pro athletes. All of them are dicks, really, in my opinion.
You got to be to a degree. And I just think Ben Simmons has been the most overrated NBA athlete in the league for quite some time.
Right.
And them being the first overall seed in the Eastern Conference, helped push it. He's finally broken through. He's finally coming up. And you get to the playoffs, he's a piece of shit. We knew it all along.
Yeah, he's just so soft. You know what I mean? I was sitting there watching the game the other night, and I'm like, for me, somebody who maybe watches the
Casual.
NBA playoffs,
Yeah,
when they
casual.
come around, if it's fun
Yeah,
and
yeah.
entertaining, for me to be able to see that in him is like, okay, that's that's noticeable. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. For
All
me
right.
to be able
That's
to see
bad.
that.
That's bad.
He's just out there running around. I'm like, what is this dude doing? He won't box nobody out. He won't take any, he won't run around. He won't do anything. He's just literally just walking around. I'm like, this dude sucks.
All right, you know the Doc Rivers gift they've always shown forever, him that just zooming in on his face of like,
Yeah, when he's like,
Yeah.
and he's, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
bona fide, like, what the fuck?
they turned the camera to him, and instead of his arms crossed, look at the camera like that, it was hands on his hip like multiple times in that game.
Yeah.
And
Like,
it's
baffled.
and like at some point you have to realize, what are they gonna do? Ben Simmons cannot stay on this team any longer.
So
There's a riot basically
Well,
happened after
Doc
that game.
said that. He said, I don't see Ben Simmons being part of a championship-winning team or whatever.
Not his
And-
decision.
Right, and like, what do you assemble teams for? Championships.
right, but so Philly's thing. Remember Philly's thing going up for the last 5 years been trust the process, trust the process, trust the process. You know what I mean? They acquired all these picks. They acquired all these players. They assembled this team. Okay, last year we got to a breaking point somewhat with Philly.
Of course.
And they fired the coach. And they bring in Doc, and Doc is supposed to be the guy that's going to get them over the hump. Well, trust the process just went out the fucking window. Okay, trust the process is no longer a thing. Trust the process now. Okay, you trusted the process. You had you made the coaching change, which was supposed to get you over the top. It didn't. Now you're going to start looking at the players. And Ben Simmons is number one in the crosshairs of Philadelphia. I mean, the front office, the scouting department, everybody has to be looking at Ben Simmons being like, yeah, his career in Philly is over. There's no way in hell that on opening night, come late October next year, he's starting for the Philadelphia 76ers. It's just not possible.
I'm pretty sure if he was on the team next year, they will riot and destroy that Rocky statue out of spite.
What do you think his
They will tear down. They will tear
in-
down Nick Foles and Doug Peterson's statue. Man. Fuck this.
They're already going to do it. They're going to take it down.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I mean, good.
Why?
They should.
It's embarrassing.
It really
No,
is.
that's kind of. What do you mean?
Dude,
You erected a statue?
Dude, they made a statue of these two men, and they let both these men go after like 8 months.
Within like 18 months of them winning a Super Bowl, both of them are gone.
And people were literally pissing on the statue in this video
Really?
of it. Yeah.
Well, then, I mean,
Granted, this is Philly. Don't
They
let's
won,
not.
Right,
they won
I-
a Super Bowl within 3 years, and fans are pissing on the statue
you know,
already.
they want. Yeah, I mean, whatever. So what?
It was a stupid statue. I mean, it's half the reason why Carson Wentz is in Indy. We'll get your thoughts on that in a little bit later because you called in last week and you two basically were each other and I want to have a little lively debate on the air about
How can a non-Indy fan, an Indy fan, completely get along, and a Broncos fan be like, "Let me tell you how I see Wentz."
I mean, I'm just saying, it is what it is. But getting to the point, there is no way in hell Ben Simmons is a Philadelphia 76er next year. It's not
Can't.
going to happen.
But his value right now is
Nothing.
pittance.
Which is why every single team in the league who has established, like the Lakers, the Warriors, Milwaukee, all those teams that are like kind of like one guy away, because I think Ben Simmons' problem is he needs to change a venue, right? He's going to have
No, he needs a leader ahead of him. He needs an all-star,
he needs to go like
game-changing player.
be
He
number
needs-
2 to Giannis, or
No,
even
he
number
needs-
3 to like Kobe and
Kobe.
LeBron and AD.
He needs to be dead. Joey's like, kill this man.
honest mistake.
I'm so sorry, Kobe. I didn't mean to disrespect you
Oh
like
my
that.
God, that was. And hey, Joey fits right into Philly. They want him dead this weekend. They're burning his jersey. They're saying they better not find him in Philadelphia.
I can't believe I
Really?
just fucking disrespected Kobe like that. I'm so sorry,
He needs
Kobe.
to be
Hey, that's
second.
right. That's not the worst. I mean, I'm not saying Devin Booker's not good or anything, but they said that he's the next Kobe Bryant. I saw.
No, everyone's just hyping up the Suns right now.
I mean, that's just the meme that's going around.
Stephen
Of course, everybody's
Stephen A. going out there friggin'
because
talking about it.
it's the end of one era. Like we're at the end of like this is the end of the D Wade.
Right.
LeBron,
D-Wade's
Melo.
been done.
They want to put the hype on somebody new to bring
Right,
them up
that whole
to give
03
that.
draft era is done. Like that. This is LeBron is the last one that's
Hey, he's the ancient one right
still
now.
on his last lead, and he's getting to be on. Not a lot of lead left in that pencil, I don't think. But everybody's looking for the next like fresh set of new faces. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And we'll see where that takes us. But back to the Ben Simmons thing. Ben Simmons got to be out in Philly. He's out of Philly. And then what do you do if you're the Sixers right now?
Burn it.
I mean, do you really though?
Yes.
Because I think you get rid of Simmons. You got to keep Embiid. Embiid's a stud.
Embiid,
I don't think Embiid's happy.
Embiid's a fucking stud.
he
dude.
might not be happy, but that might
Watching him play though.
In
yeah,
basketball.
he put the team on his back the other night.
Every
dude,
time he
with
pulled
a
up,
torn meniscus too.
and I'm just saying, every time he pulled up, and I only watched a little bit of that game, but every single time I looked at the TV, Embiid was making another mid-range jumper or three, or he's hitting shots, and I'm like,
yeah.
damn, this dude can fucking play,
I mean,
bro.
yeah, there was a lot of him hitting shots. I remember him getting under the basket a lot, too, and just driving and pivoting and moving around and getting up underneath and just making the easy baskets. And I'm like, dude, this dude's doing fucking crazy work right now.
Right,
Yeah.
no, Embiid has never been a bad player. He's improved his game. Like, in the end of the game, like, his free throws and his end of the game was, like, always questionable. But over the last few years, he's been vastly improved. I just don't think, you kind of saw, like, the breakdown happen, especially during this last series, where he'd march by the fans and he'd be like, shut the F up. And there's tons of video of him, like, cursing people out.
mouthing
and
off.
he gets back to the bench.
That seems like the baseline for NBA players these days.
I know,
though.
but, like, once those guys decide, I'm done with this team, you never see it work out. Like, he went over, I forgot who the assistant coach was. The guy, like, let me see this. Assistant coach, like, put the playbook in his face. He's like, get that goddamn thing. He's like, I don't need any goddamn play sheet in front of me to tell me what to do. He was like, he's so done in Philly. He's done too. I don't know if it's a dog thing. It's probably not a dog thing. He probably likes
it's
dog.
not even a talk
But
thing.
he's
I
just
think.
like, he's finished
Do you think
Philadelphia.
this could be like Embiid could be like the Aaron Rodgers, where like the seeds of discontent had been sowed long before Doc got there, kind of like LaFleur in Green Bay.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And like A-Rod and Embiid were like, I'm done with this place.
Yeah,
the first
he's already
chance
all
I
set.
get.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And I mean, like, obviously we'll get into this in a little bit. A-Rod is all set with 2 T's with Green Bay. But Embiid, maybe he's getting to that point. It doesn't matter if Doc comes in or whoever, but who are you going to put around Embiid? Like, I mean, unless
There's nobody in this free agent class. Nobody.
nobody in this free agent class, but could you go and trade for like $1 Dame?
Who are you going to get? Who are you going to trade?
I don't know. Ben
Exactly.
Simmons and
Ben Simmons and 27 first-round picks?
sure.
Well, that's what I was asking before. Is what do you think Ben Simmons is worth
Nothing.
now? Like, what is like? What kind of contract? What kind of like? What
I don't
team
think
is
he's-
going
I
to
don't-
want him after what he displayed in the playoffs? Because
Paul, tell
has
me
no
this.
heart.
It's
Tell
a
me
tough
this.
call.
We're not Sixers fans. None of us are Sixers fans.
No, I like Embiid. That's it.
Joey's a Lakers fan. We're Celtics fans.
Yep. Yeah, you can call
We
me that, yeah.
we saw as soon as that game ended, people
I
go
can
on
call you
social
that
media.
now? Yeah. You're a Sixers
I'm just saying I don't put on every Celtics game, but yeah, I want them to win every year, if whether or not
Oh yeah,
I
no,
watch or
no.
not.
I don't watch every Celtics game. I don't have
Fuck
the time.
you, loser. You're a Celtics fan.
Yeah.
Right there, fucker.
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of time in my life either.
And I want to use a different F word, but I can't because it's Pride Month.
Yeah. Whatever. Oh yeah. All right.
Listen, we saw that game end. We saw that game end, and then we immediately went to social media, and social media showed us that all the fans want him dead. Literally, people tweeting out, "Kill this guy, get him out of Philadelphia. He's garbage."
Yeah.
His value is, and other teams know that. Why would they trade valuable assets for a player they know they have to get rid of now? Because the fan base does not want that man associated with them. And it's not because he's a good player and had a bad game. It's because he's consistently upsetting them and turning them down. What would you? I would give nothing. I'd be like, no, you have to sell me on Ben Simmons. Other than that, I'll give you a second-round pick, maybe.
Yeah, he's gonna have to figure something out. He's gonna be in a situation
let me-
coming from like way down.
Let me
like,
ask you this: as Celtics fans, would you, if
No.
you could, for peanuts,
No.
bag of
What's
peanuts,
peanuts though?
No.
And honest.
No, here's why.
I mean,
We have a lot of trouble. Like I'm
for not even a second round pick for Ben Simmons?
second-round pick, and you have to make the money in the cap flow thing. No.
yeah,
why?
why not?
Let me tell you why. This team already has enough trouble as it is. We all heard the reports.
true.
As soon as Kemba left, Kemba was already unhappy because of his playing time. First of all, dude, you couldn't stay on the court. So I don't know why you're bitching about playing time when you couldn't even stay healthy enough to play the goddamn game.
Yeah, true.
And then he had conflicts of interest, and apparently someone called Blake Griffin because he was going to sign as a Celtic and say, hey, I'm going to join there. And they said, nah, dude, the locker room is divided. Like, half of us don't even like the other half, and Brad likes Marcus Smart, and he doesn't really like Kemba, and Kemba's upset. All this drama. It's like, first of all, you're not going to add Ben Simmons, a very weak-minded individual,
I love
to that locker room.
I love that I was just so fucking right about the Celtics all these years.
Shut up. You're not going to add Ben Simmons. You're not going to add Ben Simmons into that locker room, and then Ben Simmons is going to be like, "I'm going to change this culture." No,
But who's your
he's
coach?
going to shy away.
Who's your coach though?
I don't know, that woman. I guess I have no idea.
I mean, maybe Ben Simmons is one of like the smartest, like quietest, just
No.
I hate Philly too more than Embiid, and I'm just gonna be
What
like,
if
I'm
there's
gonna
a spin.
Manny Ramirez this and
What if
play
Ben
like
Simmons
shit.
is intentionally tanking it so we can get the fuck out of Philly?
That's what I'm saying. How do we know he's
What
not
if
happy?
he hates Philly so much for whatever reason? Doesn't matter what the reason is. What if he hates Philly so fucking much? He's just like, I got this clean layup and I could put 2 points in, but I'm gonna dish it out over there to this guy who's double covered.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm telling you, no, it's just him.
You don't think
mentally
he's
weak.
at? I don't know.
I'm just saying. Obviously, I don't think that's true, but
I think he's massively mentally weak. I think he's a weak NBA player.
Yeah.
so he has to be a bench guy.
I think he'd be great in Milwaukee with Giannis, in the Lakers
Giannis.
with LeBron. That's
Don't
Giannis.
say Giannis.
That's Giannis. That's what it's spelled.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He'd have to go to a team, to a Brooklyn. He'd have to go to a team.
He's like mouthing it over there.
He has to go to a
How
team
do you say
where there
that?
is a superstar, and that guy's going to be like, listen, it's my team. You do as I say. I'm the number one of this team. There's no doubts about it. He needs to go to a team with such a powerful authority figure that he's like,
Yeah,
hey, if we suck, it's on that guy, not me.
Right, and that's the thing. He cannot be an integral part of a championship caliber team.
Absolutely not.
He has to be a role player at best. Like
At
that's
best, a bench guy.
and it sucks because you watch Ben Simmons play and you see the talent and you see the ability, and you just wonder like, how the fuck are you not putting this together?
Yeah.
It's almost like frustrating to watch because you like. Everyone and their mother is sitting at home on their couch going, God damn it, if I had that body.
Dude,
I
we've
would...
seen him in person. He's freaking huge. Remember?
know,
How we
right?
were like, wow, we were on like the second row of like the first, like the upper deck there, like the first deck that,
Like
you
the
know,
club
whatever.
seats.
Yeah, it was freaking nice seats. And were we first row? Were we right there? We were first row.
Yeah, we were first row.
Not second. We didn't have that. That
No,
was
front row.
Never mind. Front row, upper deck, and we're sitting there and we're looking at. And I thought Embiid was huge. Ben Simmons is freaking tall. I mean,
yeah, he's like 6'7", isn't
dude,
he? 6'8".
he's huge,
He's 6'6",
bro.
6'7", something like
I
that.
remember thinking Embiid was bigger, but if my mind serves me correct, which it probably doesn't or isn't because I was drunk that night and whatever.
No,
but
Embiid is the bigger of the two, but Embiid would
maybe
cover.
size-wise, but I think Ben Simmons was taller, wasn't he?
No, he's
no,
not taller. No, Embiid's
Maybe-
a 7-footer.
I
Muscly.
know
More
that, but I
muscle.
remember looking at Ben
Embiid,
Simmons.
well,
being
we
like,
were
holy
amazed because I remember because you and I were there that night at the
That's
Garden.
what I'm saying.
And we were watching the game, and we're like, and we watched Embiid, and like Embiid would cover half court in like 3 strides, and then
he
Ben
was
Simmons would like run up next to him, and you're like, God damn, he ain't that much smaller.
Dude,
like,
yeah,
holy
I
shit.
thought it
like,
was the other way
He's
up.
still a big like from where we
That's
were
why he was
sitting.
a top draft pick.
From where we were sitting, Embiid and Simmons almost look the same size. Obviously, they're not, but you get an idea when you see these guys up close. Like I'm 6'3". Right? I'm a midget in the NBA. I'm a midget. Like I need to put on like some stiletto boots just to even like, get a fucking sniff of the air
isn't
these
like
guys
Steve
breathe.
Nash still taller than you?
I think
No, Steve Nash is only like 6'2".
Steve Nash is about my height.
Right.
And everyone's like, look at that midget.
Yeah, exactly. That's my
Right.
point. And I'm
Exactly.
like, look at how tiny Steve Nash
I
is.
know.
But I'm like, a guy
out
that's
there,
6'3" in the NBA, it's like, midget.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? And I'm
It's
like,
sad to say.
Those
but
were
then I
two
walk
very-
in, I walk into a fucking, Popeyes, and they're like, "Oh, don't want to tangle with you."
Or,
I'm like,
or Vince Wilfork cut out.
"Oh yeah," or I
and you
eclipse.
can't see Vince Wilfork behind Joey, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Like, okay, I
Hey,
have the
you-
picture to
you
prove
guys,
it. I
you
don't know
guys,
where
you
it
guys
is,
go
but-
out to eat. You just slide the menu away from Joey. you're like you've had enough today.
Yeah,
It's true. I am bigger than Vince Wilfork, but Vince Wilfork
cutout.
he's only 6'2", 6'1".
No, he's only 6'1".
He's
6
short.
feet
I mean,
tall.
granted, he's one
like
of the
330.
strong.
That's where Joey was at the time.
Been
so,
there.
yeah.
I've been up to. My highest I was 647. I'm sorry, 347. 6. Yeah, no.
I thought you were gonna say 6'4".
I was
so I'm
6'3", 347. That was my biggest.
Joey, I looked at you like 647.
I'm like, wait, what are you talking about?
I'm very worried about
I was-
being up here.
Worrying about,
Flip's gonna cave.
I was worrying about height, and I was confusing height and weight. No, I was 6'3", 347 pounds, and I tried getting to 350. I got to 347, and then I went up. I was like walking up the stairs to my second floor apartment, and I got upstairs, and I was just like,
Fatty McGee.
I literally almost fell. I was like, like I was like, nope. I'm like, I'm done. And at that point, and then I cut. That was in April. By September, I was 317 again. And I was just like, done, like that.
All right, wait. So going back to Ben Simmons before we go all this
Yeah.
weight tangent.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons, guy looks like $1 million.
By the way, just want to say for the record, 2 of the largest individuals I've ever seen in person is Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's great. But he was drafted a top pick for all the intangibles you just mentioned, like he passes the eye test.
Right.
But how many times do we see guys get drafted high in any sport and they just don't pan out? It just for whatever reason. He is one of those guys that's just not
Yeah, they're
going to
like
pan out.
combine warriors or whatever. You know what I mean? And then,
Looked the part, have all the measurements, had the skills in college, and then you just when you get to the big leagues, I think it's a mental thing where it's between the ears that your body just says, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And he might not be saying it, but he's showing it that he can't do it, especially in the playoffs, in prime time, with everybody watching him. He's like, I can't do it.
what year is he on now, Ben Simmons?
3, 4.
Really?
Yeah.
And he's declined that I mean,
he's not declining. He
just
started.
Right. Well, I mean, not he's declining. I mean, he just came out in 3 years. I mean, whatever. He's just dropping off now. I mean, it's still early, I think, if he just I don't know, like you said, it might just be in between the ears, dude. It might just be like a psychological thing. I'm not sure. I don't know.
It's definitely a
like
psychological thing because
he's
he's lost his tits, bro.
But like, goddamn, dude, like just take a step back and look at yourself and be like, yo, I'm wearing a fucking NBA jersey. I'm huge as shit. Why don't I just not do that?
Whoops.
Why don't I just,
You all right?
Why don't I just let my balls drop and play fucking
don't do
basketball?
that.
Oh, that's
I'm gonna change it out. I'm not gonna drink.
Oh, thank God. You're going to keep
What
drinking.
kind of fucking animal do you think I am? God damn.
You just said it was
How did you do
347
that?
climbing the stairs. I don't know what you're going to do.
Are you going downstairs to make a drink?
Yeah,
You're
I'm gonna need the spruce right now. so,
Yeah, I'm gonna need one. I can't
Jesus.
get too
Listen,
crazy, though.
all right. So, as
Paul-
Joey knocks over his whole glass,
Yeah, sorry, just spilled my whole drink.
so maybe we can like end this Philadelphia 76ers chapter. I think he's gone. I think he goes to L.A., Clippers, Milwaukee, Brooklyn next year.
I think he's going to Portland.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. I just think
don't.
he's going to some random obscure team that's like, yeah, I'm going to give you jack shit for this kid because.
And then just like deal.
Yeah, and they're like, all right, dump it, cut his contract. Oh, it's all guaranteed. Whatever, do something with the contract.
I can picture
give him
Danny
money or
Ainge taking
whatever.
him in Utah.
Yeah, some random ass team will pick him up. Obviously,
Utah did really well.
Yeah.
But what was
So
we
we'll
went-
see. I'm gonna go make another drink.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a pun for Paul.
Okay.
You guys talk about whatever the hell you want.
I was saying, you want to do the Carson Wentz thing really
We
quick?
could probably jump in real quick and then have
Yeah,
Joey
so
come
why don't
back
you guys
up.
just?
Yeah, 'cause he doesn't care about
yeah,
Carson
you
Wentz.
just-
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
So to kind of rebuff what we said from last week,
Right.
you called in and you said, hey, I basically completely agree with you on your stance about Carson Wentz because Carson Wentz just doesn't pass the eye test for me. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I mean he does it. I mean, we've obviously seen, the year that he brought him basically all the way to the playoffs, got hurt. Nick Foles came in, won the Super Bowl. That was all Wentz, and I'm like pumped. I've seen him play well on TV. When I went and saw him in Miami, I mean, against like one of the worst Dolphins teams we've had. This was 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure. Like
One of the junk Dolphin teams before Brian
yeah,
Flores got there.
it was 2 years ago. Dude. It was last November, whatever, Thanksgiving, and we went and me and my brother watched it, and I'm like watching Carson Wentz scramble all over the place. Couldn't make a throw in the dirt. I'm like, this dude sucks. Like, this is crazy. I'm like, this isn't even like really that fun to watch because like the only thing that the Eagles were putting together that game were like some special team shit and some defense because
Sure.
obviously you had Fitzy and the Dolphins sucked. Even though, like I said, Fitzy threw 2 nice ass touchdowns to Devontae Parker in the end zone, like right where we were,
Yeah.
which was tight. But the Dolphins beat him that day. Every time I hear about Wentz coming up, he's playing hot, he gets fucking hurt. The guy's made of glass. I get it. We have a great offensive line. We have probably one of the best. So if he's going to do anything, I think maybe here would be a great start, especially, reuniting with his old coach and stuff like that. Plus, we have a pretty decent receiving and backfield. So we have a very well-rounded team for a guy like him to come in, but I don't believe he's going to do shit because I think he's too timid. He's too injury prone. And unfortunately, he's just not going to, I just don't see him panning out for at least, years to come. You know what I mean? He's still young. You know what I'm saying? He might be in Indy for maybe like 2-3 years tops.
Maybe. So I think you oversold yourself and undersold yourself all at the same time in one of your statements.
That's why I have to say medium, dog. You know what I'm saying?
So the
Right
offensive
down
line, the offensive line for the Colts is no joke. That is a rough,
Right.
violent offensive line
Right. I
that
gotta be
any
a
quarterback,
realist,
any quarterback would love to play for.
Absolutely.
I think you're a little bit hyped on the running backs and wide receivers. I do think that
Jonathan Taylor's pretty good.
exactly he's pretty good, but he's still young.
Still
Still
got
plenty of time to go
Naheem
wrong.
Hines and shit.
The only thing I want to say is that I think it should have been Julio Jones should have really the Indianapolis coach should have really looked at Julio Jones.
Yeah.
Pat and his show said the same thing. The old punter you had there. I can't say his last name because
McAfee.
McAfee. Sure, it's always changing.
Why is it always changing?
I don't know. It's McAfee, McAfee. I
Pat
don't know.
McAfee.
Whatever.
It's always been McAfee.
He's an announcer on Friday Night SmackDown for WWE now.
Yeah, I've seen that.
He's awesome. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's great.
But I will say that I have no faith in Carson Wentz because I don't think Carson Wentz is just a good quarterback anymore. I think he's just average at best. I think it's a hope and a prayer that Frank Reich, is that how you say his last name?
Reich.
Reich.
Like Nazis, like the Reich.
Great.
Like the Third Reich.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it, and I was like, I don't know if that's the correct way.
I'm just saying. It's like
I think he's the only person that can actually potentially fix him. Because if it's not with him, it's definitely not with any other team, and I think everybody else knows.
I can't believe you don't know how to pronounce Frank Reich.
I said,
he
dude,
mastered the fucking greatest comeback in NFL playoff history against our guy Warren Moon, bro.
Yeah, I'm just.
Come on,
I
want to
make sure.
Boy, friend of the radio program, Warren fucking Moon, Hall of Famer, Warren Moon, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. We get underappreciated by that.
So,
like I said, I have to give credit where credit's due on my own team. Whether or not I support, which I don't support I don't think Wentz is a good choice for us. I didn't think it was in the beginning.
I don't think so
still
either.
don't think now. All I'm saying is he better fucking do something because his ass has a shitload of stuff around.
I'm telling you right now, you guys, listen, I know where you're both coming from.
He's like a Sam fucking Bradford 2.0, like I said, dude.
Timid,
glass.
Like where your head's at, and I see what you're saying. However, I think Carson Wentz and the Indianapolis Colts are going to be a marriage made in heaven when they are 14-3, 13-4 this year.
This is going to give me, dude, I'm going to fuck up so bad. I'm going to be like, they're like 17 and. Wait, is that how many games? Oh yeah, they had one. Fuck, I'm gonna be.
Yeah,
all
well, I'm
messed
still
up.
going off 16 games.
I'm gonna be all messed up.
I'm telling you, when they're 14-2, 13-3, 12-4, somewhere in that range.
Right. You think that's what they're gonna go with? I mean,
I really do because I
I
think honestly, outside and we talked about this last week on the show. All right, and we'll get into this in a minute. There's a reason why Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun Watson are both like, I want to be in Denver. Send me to Denver. I want to go to Denver.
Why?
Because they have their roster is complete. They just need the quarterback.
Yeah.
I think the same thing can be said for Indianapolis. They have an elite defense, an elite offensive line, a great running game. They have good skill position players. Yeah. All they need is a quarterback. So, look, I get where you're coming from. Like, if you could have had, Matt Stafford.
I loved Philip Rivers when he went to the Colts.
I did too.
I thought that was great.
I don't even think I was on
fit.
board with that. I wasn't even on board with that either.
And then they should have beat Buffalo in that playoff game.
Michael
They
Pittman,
absolutely should have.
By 2 inches, Michael Pittman Jr. like this in the end zone.
Yeah.
And it was just out of touch. And I was like, among a couple other things. Because I remember that game. I was, somewhere, whatever. And
You were here.
Yes, I was here. Yeah, here.
That's all anybody needs to know.
Yeah. And I was watching the game, and I remember just sitting there, and I'm like, at the end of it, I was like, damn, that came down to like 3 very small things right there. Like some. Like,
I don't think it was even 3. I think it was like 1 bounce of the ball.
Yeah, like I said, dude, that Michael Pittman, that miscatch in the end zone was huge.
And then that just goes to another argument I have, which I'm not going to bring up. But I do agree. I was really hoping that I was shocked when Philip Rivers retired. I shouldn't say shocked. I think the writing was on the wall, and he wanted to spend more time with his kids and be a coach for his kids' football team. He has like 15 kids or 11
that's
kids.
That's what I'm saying. He should have played until he could not play anymore and get as much goddamn money as he could.
No, he's set. Like
I'm sure he is, but I mean, Jesus, that's a lot of kids. If I was one of those kids, I'd be like, really, Dad? Really? You're like worth like I don't know how much, and you got to have like 17 kids, so I'm gonna get like some tiny ass piece of the pie because.
He gets 1 room in an 18-room house. The kid's like, God damn it.
Damn it. Yeah, it's on 100 acres, whatever. It's in Texas somewhere, a nice ranch, whatever.
I don't think he lives in Texas, does he?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying.
No, he might be. I think he might be a Texas boy. You're right.
He's a Mormon now, so he might be in Utah.
Yeah. Well, either way, I wasn't on board with Philip when he came. I don't know. Ever since, I mean, how can I be? We lost Andrew Luck. How can I be content with anybody who's going to be who's anything short of that?
It's true.
I'll never forget that night you lost Andrew Luck.
I thought you guys were fucking with me. I was like,
I know.
That's great. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, bring my phone.
I remember I came in. You were in the pisser. You were taking a piss.
I was outside.
So
Yeah,
Ryan
you
was
were
in the
right.
Ryan
bathroom.
was in the bathroom. I was outside.
Ryan
Mike.
was in the bathroom.
Sean was
you
right
and
next to
Ryan
me.
both came to me. I was at the stove. I was like scooping a bowl of chowder, and you and Ryan both came to me like, "Is this true?" And it was both of you with Schefter's tweet. Andrew Luck retires, and I just look out the window and I just see Paul just like
I was so pissed.
looking at his phone, and someone's like, "Dude, is this true?" And Paul's just like literally like
He just
shaking.
drafted him 4 picks earlier.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't even that long before. Dude, I remember having my hands like this on my jersey, ready to like straight Hulk Hogan that thing, and Joey was like, "Don't," and I was just like.
It really
Okay,
just came out of
relax,
nowhere, though.
like,
I mean,
It did. It had
Apparently-
no. There was nothing. There was no one in
he
the
was
world.
telling the team for, I guess, 6 months. But not to us to get into that, but he was telling the team for a while.
I just rubbed the skin on my hand.
He was telling the team for a while. He was thinking about it, and they talked him out
Weird.
of it.
I
And
was
then
like,
he
"Why
was
is
nah,
there
I'm done."
blood all over me?"
Well, like you said, man, it was just rehab, play, injured, rehab, play a little bit.
But
injured,
he was one of those
rehab.
guys. He played, and again, to your credit, you're not wrong about Wentz because Luck played a very similar style that Wentz does. And even though they're both bigger individuals, they're both big human beings. The game in the NFL is violent. We joke around about it sometimes. We say, make football violent again. Like, we want that. Like, we want those hits back. We want Jacked Up back on ESPN and all that shit.
Jacked up.
Jacked Up was the best, man. Can we
So
start a
good,
campaign? Can we
dude.
just bring back Jacked Up?
They won't because they can't promote violence anymore.
No, they can't do any of that anymore.
Fuck that shit, bro. Like, you play a sport that literally we all know. Everyone who plays football lives to be the guy
It's
delivering the
because
blow
somebody
on
up.
Jacked Up.
It's
Like,
because the network
Everybody wants to
won't
be
allow
Sheldon
it.
Brown.
Yeah,
know?
because
Hi, Reggie Bush. Well,
the networks won't allow
and
it.
then Reggie Bush is like, I'm good. I'm not good. I'm not good. I'm going to crawl my way off the field. I'm not good.
I know the networks. They don't want to promote violence.
No, but if you had it on like an independent, online, like if Barstool.
Sheldon Brown just gave Reggie Bush, like, a precursor as to what it was like going to be to, like, have sex with Kim Kardashian. when her ass is slamming down on his, I assume his midsection at that point. Death by snoo.
his
Nice.
chest. Yeah, I don't know. That was one of the best hits I've ever seen. I mean, I get it. Like, why
Because
they
we
don't
all start
promote
coming from a
stuff.
mile away. We're like,
Yeah,
oh.
Yep. Right after my boy said that Reggie Bush was going into the Hall of Fame. We won't name names, but
We won't name names, Clinton.
Hall of Fame. Well, yeah, he almost quit that day.
That was fucking great. 508-774-992-8702. That's the phone number if you want to give us a call. Get in on some of this action right here. So we just covered Ben Simmons. We'll get into the Bryson DeChambeau aspect of it right here real quick in the golf portion. Then we're going to go all in on the NFL. We got Carl Nassib. We've got
Can't forget
A-Rod.
KD.
We got what do you mean? We talked about KD in the beginning.
No, we
Nah, it was muted, remember?
It was muted.
It was 100% muted.
Fine. Right. All right.
Yes. We gotta
We'll circle back. We'll Jen Psaki that shit. We'll circle back. You know what I'm saying? To that. So let's talk real quick here before we get into the NFL stuff. Let's touch real quick about on Bryson DeChambeau and the U.S. Open. Obviously, John Rahm wins it, which is awesome because John Rahm, if you remember, he had a 6-stroke lead 2 weeks ago. Whatever major he was, whatever tournament he was playing in, and he tested positive for COVID on Saturday night, and they
That's
they
the guy
kicked
who
him
won.
off.
Okay.
And they were like, "See you later," and $1.6 million turned into like 88,000, like that, and then he was like, "Fuck." And then he comes back and absolutely fucking just dominates. I mean, Oostenhuizen kind of fucked up at the end there. But golf, man, the drama in golf has been epic, and it's because of Bryson DeChambeau. I'm not saying Bryson's Tiger. He's not that good, and he'll probably never be that good.
No.
But the attention he brings to the game, the beef that he has with Brooks Koepka, the way that people watch, like all his clubs are the same length. You know what I mean? Like his 9-iron is the same length as his 4-iron.
Is that weird? I don't know.
Yes, extremely weird.
Yeah.
Wicked weird.
Usually the short, like the more loft,
The shorter the club.
the shorter the club. So like you have like a gap wedge or a sand wedge, they're short. But you have like a 5-iron, it's longer, like by maybe like 2 inches or so.
Yeah,
maybe
so-
whatever.
So
But-
all this dude's clubs are like 100 miles long?
Yes, so
Yeah.
his clubs are like even across the board.
Why?
Because he just swings it the same and he lets the angle of the club do the work. So, like, he's like Rain Man, where he's like,
Yeah, people
okay,
are weird.
we're 186 yards away. He's like, okay, I'm going to have to hit. If you watch one of the shots that he hit, he was like, all right, give me the 7-iron. And he's lining it up. He goes,
switches it.
and he's like, nah, give me the 8. Give me the 8. And,
Yeah.
and he starts looking at it, and he's like,
saw that one.
nope, it's got to be the 7. Give me the 7. It's got to be the 7. And then he swings it, and he puts it right on the green. Like,
They got it down to basically like,
Sean, these guys aren't like, this isn't like you and me, like, going out and, like, dicking around in the backyard. And, like,
Oh, no, of course.
you know, like, if we hit it in the fairway, we're like, woo, sweet.
Right.
These
Like-
guys are like, fuck, I left that 15 feet from the pin. It only should have been 3.
Right. Yeah, like these guys say, is it 122 yards or is it 121? I have to know because there's so much stuff that they that they think about and what they change, and like the equipment obviously is only going to get you so far, but a lot of pro guys are so good, and just the swing path and everything, all the muscle memory that they have that they put into their swing, which everybody swings different. They basically cater custom gear to what they need for even certain courses. Not even, it's almost like, oh, we got to run these set of tires at this track. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have to cater, like they and which they do, because I've seen some of the quick, like, Rory McIlroy walks into, like, whatever TaylorMade bus at the freaking Tory, whatever. And he's like, yeah, I need a driver for today. And they just build him a custom one right there, and he checks it out. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not making excuses like I need expensive shit, but I'm just saying, like the amount of, variables and how ridiculous this stuff gets.
Right, they're good enough to know. It's like
the changes in that small amount,
All right, so like let's put it
or
in like
whatever.
something that like you might understand better, like in terms of bodybuilding, right? If a bodybuilder takes, let's say a bodybuilder, he uses a certain supplement, right? And he's like, oh yeah, like I need my fish oil, for example. Like I need my fish oil.
Okay.
He's like, because if I, and I'm just making this up. This doesn't actually hold true.
Okay.
This is the hypothetical. He says, oh, fish oil, it kind of helps lean me out. And I can see extra striations in my muscle, in my abs, when I take fish oil versus when I'm not taking fish oil.
Right.
Now, you go and you take fish oil, and you're like, I still look like a fat piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
my
the
knuckle
difference.
doesn't hurt anymore when I move it.
Yeah, right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can take all these supplements that all these bodybuilders do, and you're not going to look like a bodybuilder. But when these guys take this shit, they're finely tuned machines. They know how many, like to the milligram, how much of each thing they need every single day to accomplish what it is their goal is. Right. So these guys, same thing on a golf course, they know, all right, my swing is the same. I know how to hit this shot. I need this club to do exactly what I need this club to do. And that's kind of how it goes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
right.
It's kind of along those lines, but it's that meticulous. It's that in-depth. It's that crazy. So when you see Bryson go out, right, and everybody's watching on the U.S. Open on Sunday. I mean, Bryson was kind of running away with it on Saturday. And then Sunday.
He shot right up. He led for a
leading,
little while.
He was leading for a little while. He was, or at least in the mix on Saturday. I don't think he was running away with it. He was in the mix.
No, yeah.
And you get up to Sunday, right, and you get to the back nine. And he goes +8 on the back.
Yeah, he did terrible. I blame it on that asshole who ran on the course and started hitting golf balls because that was on Bryson's hole.
That was.
How many people, after every one of Bryson's hits, screamed out, "Let's go, Brooksy!" Every single time. Every single time. I was at a.
Did they? Because I thought they put a stop to that. They were like taking people off the
all
course
day Saturday.
No, you can't really control the gallop. You can control it in some places, but you can't really control it everywhere because when you have crowds that big, you don't know where it's coming from. And just
right.
It's fans. It's heckling.
Brooks Koepka, by the way, I can't stand him. He's a douche.
I mean, yes, he's a douche, and I agree with you.
He's just such a whiny. Yeah, Bryson. He's so much cooler and bigger than me. I have man
it's
titties.
like I actually won stuff, and Bryson hasn't won shit, and Bryson's more popular than me. Wah.
Right. You see, Koepka at the Masters or whatever the hell he was at a couple weeks ago.
I love it.
A little while, and he's walking with his shirt, and you can just. I mean, who am I to talk? I'm a perfect example. You can see the titties. This is exactly what Koepka has.
Right, but Brooks has bitch tits, though.
That's what I'm saying. He's got bitchy tits.
You can at least, I can throw you on the bench, and you can put up respectable weight.
Yeah, that's a good point. But he whines and complains, and like I don't know. he was completely jealous of DeChambeau a couple years ago when DeChambeau like came out like kind of more like fit than he was, you know. Like
when
he
Bryson
went
took
from,
the
like,
offseason and just
went
got
from
ripped.
25 to 26 years old, and he was just like a little bit like he was decently bigger. I'm just like, yeah, that's pretty obtainable for anybody who takes 8 to 9 months in the gym as a professional athlete to train and diet. You know what I mean?
But he
Like,
didn't have a regular job to go to. It's very possible.
that's what
That's-
I'm saying.
it's- literally, that's your job.
Blamed it on roids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck out of here, bro. I'm like, everybody just, you know.
He could be on roids, and if he is,
was
more power
it
to him.
was
Good
it
for him.
Koepka that was the one that called him out on
That's
Royce?
Yeah, Koepka
All right,
said something.
now I hate Koepka even more.
That's what I'm saying.
Koepka
What a
cracks me
fucking
up.
bitch, bro. Koepka's the fucking Joe Biden of the fucking PGA Tour right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I-
The fucking,
I
I
think-
cheated.
What a fucking bitch, bro.
I love Koepka.
Oh, you
Really?
got
No.
you got bigger and stronger. It must be steroids. Yeah, no, it's not the fact that I'm a 25-year-old athlete male in my prime, and my whole
right.
job is to
I
eat,
don't
sleep,
know.
shit, and breathe the weight room.
I don't know
Right.
if it was Koepka. I'm gonna
Yes, it
defend
was. That's where like some of the beef started from.
him. The beef style, he doesn't like him wearing cleats.
That also, and he made fun of his hat too. I'm pretty sure.
That came later.
Yeah, because cleats was a good.
Because
I'm talking-
you're right. Because I remember the whole Bryson taking steroids thing. I remember when it surfaced, but I didn't know where it came
Yeah,
from.
Koepka was the one who called him out and said, "Oh, he's on roids
Makes
and
sense.
blah blah blah." I think
Makes
because
sense.
DeChambeau like schooled his ass, or like he was like kicking ass, like you know.
Yeah, because
and which
because
I'm
because
pretty
Bryson
sure-
was like cutting the corner on the whole lake, the
right.
300
And people talk shit about DeChambeau being like a one-trick pony with his 400-yard drive. It's like funny. He's like third in tour points right now. Or
Yeah,
something
he's
like
killing
that.
it.
Like, and he's got a couple wins on the season. I'm like,
He's-
dude, he's a lot better than you think he is.
The funny thing about Bryson is basically taken DeChambeau's basically taking golf, and he's like, all right, golf doesn't work for me the way it's currently played. Like I can't hit a 9-iron while I'm hunched over like this, so I'm gonna extend this thing, and I'm just gonna have the same fucking swing, and I'm gonna let math, aka angles, do the work.
Yeah.
And and that's what he does, and he's become very good at it. Now, granted, it's not always gonna work out for him. You know what I'm saying? Like. It's like when Peyton Manning was kind of reinventing the 2-minute offense when he was like, hey, remember when Johnny Unitas, started the 2-minute offense? What if we just ran that the whole game?
Yeah.
And it was like, what are you, fucking nuts? And he's like, no. What if we just ran the whole game? And then Tom Moore was like, Peyton, you're on to fucking something.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, that became a thing, that hurry-up offense. Like, you don't allow the defense to substitute. And you're not going up. So you get these guys. We got these guys in a bad matchup. Boom, boom, boom. First down, second down, first down. First down, second down, touchdown. Like, done. That was the way it worked. Bryson's kind of doing the same thing on the golf course. He's kind of reinventing the way the game is played. It's not going to come without its hiccups and its bumps and its bruises. But,
Hey, go big or go home, you know.
I mean... Listen, man.
He's the on and two gang. You know what I mean? He's
boy,
like
my boy's like 515-yard par 5
on and two.
Drive 5-iron, 1 putt.
Putt.
See you later.
Yeah.
Eagle bitch.
I mean,
I love that they hate each other. I love it.
I thought
I
it was-
actually
It's
know who
so
these,
good for the game
I
of
actually
golf.
know who these two guys are. If you, I don't watch golf. I don't play golf. I tell you guys all the time, like all the
should.
stuff. Like, I'm not rich.
Oh, you and me are gonna go play.
I'm broke.
You know what?
I'm
broke.
rich.
Actually, you know what me and the wife were talking about earlier?
Being
we,
broke.
No, we were talking about it. You and I and the wives, and you know what? We'll make it 6. We'll make the 3 of us.
Go
The
on.
3 of us and the wives, we're gonna go to Foxwoods for an overnight.
Yeah, they got a nice golf course.
And the 3 of us are going to go play golf, and the
Continue.
wives are going to do a spa day.
Oh, I'm gonna be just pissed off the whole day. This is a great
No,
time.
no, no. I said-
I suck.
It doesn't matter.
can't let
Sean,
that get
the best
to you.
part about golf,
Don't let your
Dude.
own awfulness get to you.
Sean,
Golf
the best part
is
about golf
so
is it
hard.
doesn't matter if you suck because you will never be better than the game. Unless you are Kim Jong-un and you go and shoot an 18, which Kim Jong-un has done. Dennis Rodman confirmed it. Unless you go
On
and shoot an
miniature golf?
18, you can't be better than the game. That's the beauty of golf. And sometimes it's the frustration of golf. I talked to my buddy Bobby the other night. I'm like, I don't even know why we play this fucking stupid game. He's like, I know, right? Like, what the fuck? It's frustrating. It's infuriating. We fucking hate our lives. But then you have that one good shot in that one hole, and you're like, yeah, but I know I shot a 103. But did you see that shot I hit on 15? Oh,
Like,
that was
Fortunately, I'm
cash.
too used to 103.
If I could hit that fucking shot every time we went out, B, oh man, I'm telling you
what's
right
a
now.
bad score?
Oh, 103.
All right,
listen,
add 20 to
listen.
30 to that.
So there's this thing called a slope, and it grades golfers on a curve, right? So a bad golfer could expect to shoot, like I think a cushion's like a 120. So
That's
a
me.
bad golfer could expect to shoot like a 120.
So, I mean,
Most normal golfers like me, like I'm a low mid 90s guy. Like my best is in the low 90s. My average is somewhere from like 94 to 98. So like right in there. Like I think my average on my watch is like 99.5. So I keep it under 100, just a scotch.
on your watch?
I have a little golf app on my watch where I log every round.
He
So-
does. It's good because then I know how far I drive it sometimes, and then I get proud of myself.
Yeah, he's still got the longest drive of any of us for the season.
Yeah.
306.
Yeah, 306.
It was nice. It was a beauty. And he hit it on the
Once ever.
it was
Fourth hole at Acushnet.
fourth hole to Acushnet.
All right. So,
Piped it. But the point is, what I'm
Yeah.
getting at is like
304 is
it doesn't
306,
matter how
304,
good
whatever,
you are.
305. It was far.
It's not about the score. It's about the journey, bro. And apparently Foxwoods is a great course. It's a lot of fun shots, a lot of great holes.
well,
And
it's all woods, so I'm assuming it's a great course.
I heard it's pretty wide open. And
And
there's
it's
a lot
Indian
of bunkers.
reservation, so
So
Yeah, I'm sure it's got a couple bucks
So what we
dumped
should do is
into
the
it.
three of us. We should go out there. We'll take the wives, in your case, the girlfriend, and we'll go and we'll play golf in the morning. The girls can go to the spa, and then we'll check into the hotel, and then we'll go gamble for the rest of the night. Right? What's wrong with that?
Yeah, I'm down with that. We just got to get Sean on the golf course. That's all.
That's what I'm saying.
He's got it because
Sean, I got a
you
net.
got to understand.
I got a
like,
net set up
No,
outside.
no.
You can come and hit golf
'cause
balls
if we're
anytime
going
you
to
want.
talk about DeChambeau and we're going to talk about you got to understand the feeling of swinging a club and what a ball does.
I've
when
swung a
you-
club. I'm just not good at the game.
Me neither.
Most people aren't.
All right.
But-
And I'll tell you right now, everybody you know, for every 10 people that tell you they can hit, they're like, oh, yeah, I drive the ball 300.
No, they don't.
Oh, I don't care.
One of them maybe gets a 300.
I was like, are you
One.
hitting it with a baseball bat? I don't know.
Yeah, I
shit.
shot an 82. No, you didn't.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I shot an 82. I mean, granted, I gave myself 6 mullies on the front, 6 mullies on the back, but,
I
you know.
don't count any of my drops or anything. you know.
Yeah, my drops don't count. Those are just, there for free, whatever.
What's a drop? Is that when you hit it into the woods and shit?
So when you lose a ball,
So you hit a ball into the woods, you need to drop another one.
Yeah.
That drop counts as a stroke.
and then you still
I
got to
get it.
hit
You
the
don't
ball.
count your drops.
And then you still have to hit your ball. So, like, say, like, you hit, like, one into the fairway, right?
Yep. Drop it.
Two's into the woods.
Yep.
You got to drop another ball.
That's 3.
That's 3. Then you got to hit it again.
That's 4.
People
Oh,
don't
okay.
count like that.
People
They're like,
don't-
no, I'm hitting 3. It's like, no, dumbass. You got
You
to
didn't count
the
the drop, bro. Like, you still got to count the drop. And actually, there are some ways if you play, like, losing the ball, that's a stroke in itself. So you lose the ball, that's a stroke. Then you drop it, that's a stroke. Then you hit it.
Yeah, that's nutty. I don't even know
Yeah, that's-
plays like that, but
Okay.
That's just, like, ruthless, cutthroat.
So
yeah.
Again,
They're
I'm
playing
like,
for
Jesus
money.
Christ,
a
yeah.
little bit of a rabbit hole there, but that actually got me interested in golf, the rivalry, because I'm interested. Oh, where's Bryson? Oh, Bryson finished 3rd. Oh, where's Koepka? Koepka finished like 15th. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I like to see the rivalry. I like to see more from those two interact.
Same. It's like the UFC. Like, the UFC is better when Conor McGregor is fighting because
That's
you
in
don't
a few
care.
weeks, isn't it?
You don't care who Conor's fighting. You just want to see Conor fight.
Right, right.
It's like the same thing. You want Bryson and Koepka. You want them going at it at the end. But granted, neither one of them are consistently good enough to get to it at the end. I think John Rahm is going to kind of start stealing the spotlight here.
Yeah, I mean, Koepka was still like 5th or 6th or something like. Oh,
Was it? I thought
40.
he was like 15th on Saturday.
Did he drop that far? Because
he.
no,
I
I
think
think it was
missed like
on-
the last 4 holes, which apparently shit went down. you know
Last
what
I
mean?
knew, Koepka was like -3. He was like 15th or 12th or something like
Yeah.
that.
We
he
went to
was
go see a
still
few
up
of our
there, I
friends this
mean-
weekend and meet their new child, and the game was on in the background, so I had nothing else to like see, so I kept paying attention to it.
Right.
And Bryson was like 3rd, but I saw Koepka was like 15th at one
Yeah,
point
yeah,
Saturday.
right. I mean, but he came up. He went. I mean, it was up and down all week.
Of course,
I mean,
yeah.
all weekend for Koepka and DeChambeau. But I'm just saying, like, at one point, DeChambeau and Koepka were right there, flip flopping. I think McElroy hit like a.
McElroy hit some nice shots.
Nah, he got like a double bogey on like one of the on one of the holes. He was like sand trap. He just
Breaking news, real quick. Breaking news: the Detroit Pistons will be picking #1 overall.
Oh, is that the lottery?
Yep, the lottery just came in. The Pistons will be.
I don't even know who the top pick is, to be honest with you.
I don't either, but doesn't matter. The Pistons are picking number one.
Is it another one of those goddamn Ball brothers? Because how many
of those motherfuckers are there?
Dude, hey, Lava at home is like, I told you I got a kid. One out of three ain't bad.
He's like, now we got Lavangelo.
We got Lavenja.
Yeah.
Lavazza. Is that a fucking coffee company?
Lavazza. That's a coffee company, motherfucker. What?
Yeah, we're running out of
774-992-8702. That's the phone number. Give us a call. Let's get into...
Wait, last golf question before we move on.
All right, yeah, shoot.
Guy, I saw a golf swing this weekend. No idea how his arms work. Like, shoulder comes up, left leg kicks in, and he, like, samurai chops
Marikawa.
it. No.
Had to have
Are
been.
you talking about the kid?
That's not because I said samurai.
You got to speak into the microphone, asshole.
Are you talking? Well, I had to, like, back up to, like,
And, no,
show what he's talking about. Are
you
you talking about...
You got to speak. You're good right there, but just remember, like, you should probably move that
close.
a little bit. Because you like looking in at Sean, so you should probably move the mic so that it's angled.
Towards him? Like
Yeah,
that?
there you go.
Okay, there we go.
All right. So,
Perfect.
are you talking about the kid on Instagram who's, like, you're not talking about a pro player?
I saw it this weekend on Saturday, the same as the other competition. The guy, like, kicked his left leg in, and then, like, he kept his elbow, like he was like swing a baseball.
And then clocked the thing.
Yes.
And swung it. Yeah, that's a kid. That was
Not Instagram. This was on TV with the rest of the guys.
Oh, maybe it's like a type of swing or something. But I've seen it. There was like some kid who did this like crazy ass like
Not
cocked
that.
his.
No. What you're talking about is like a full windmill. Not that.
Yeah,
This guy,
yeah.
his arm goes up as he's about to like swing like a baseball bat, and then he just comes down and like cranks it. And I was just like blown away how it's like he doesn't have like a rotator injury.
Yeah, I don't know
Just
what
doing
one
that
is.
looks uncomfortable. Like
Yeah,
his
you
motion.
can. I mean, there are some golf shots where I hit and
Yeah,
I'm
Charles
just like,
Barkley.
ow, my fucking shoulder. I'm
Dude,
like,
there are
what
some
the
times where I
fuck?
swing a golf club and I'm just like, ow, everything hurts. And then I look at the ball and I'm like, worth it. Those are usually the ones that work. Because if you, like somebody told me one time when I was really young, right? I was playing paintball and they were like, listen, man, if you're playing paintball and you're comfortable, you're doing it wrong. And I was like, huh? And that meant, like, if you're comfortable in a bunker, you're doing it wrong. Somebody else said the same to me years later, probably like 4 or 5 years later. I was lifting weights, and my buddy was like, listen, man, if you're comfortable and you're lifting weights, you're probably not doing it right.
I don't like the sound of that one.
Golf, like, it's all about being uncomfortable, man. Like, until you get that natural motion down, like, listen, I could swing things, I can throw things. I'm not good at swinging things anymore. Used to be good at throwing things, although I embarrassed myself yesterday. I tried throwing my dog's ball that I found in the front yard over the roof of my house into the backyard without letting go of the lawnmower. Nah, it didn't go. I was like, wow, I'm like, 5 years ago, that thing would have fucking sailed in the neighbor's yard, you bitch.
Yeah.
So, I was going to get back to, I'm going to get back to, being athletic and shit, which is
Okay.
tough to do.
Yeah, well,
but-
we're getting old, so who gives a shit?
Yeah, I don't really care about it.
We're gonna
I
take
ain't
our
there
90s
yet.
and we're gonna take our 90s and low hundreds golf scores and fucking like it. All right?
Yeah, right, exactly. 774-992-8702. Give us a call. We're going to get into some NFL talk here right now. We've covered Bryson. We've covered Ben Simmons. We've covered Embiid, the Sixers. Anything else you guys want to add in? I mean,
We'll circle back to KD and the Nets. We'll come back to that.
we'll circle back to
Yeah,
KD
that
and
was
Nets,
a good one.
'cause
Because
we-
I did watch those games.
Yeah,
I'm
we
like,
kind of
oh,
fucked
yeah.
that up in the beginning. I
The mute.
accidentally didn't unmute our audio.
How long did it go on for
Like
before?
5
you-
Only like a
minutes.
minute, minute or two.
Yeah, but we were like talking for like
But
5
we were
minutes.
we were talking. No, we were talking when people couldn't hear us.
Right,
That was
right.
the
That's
thing.
what I meant.
Yeah.
But what are we going to Rodgers?
So, Aaron Rodgers, apparently, the drama continues with Green Bay, right? And I alluded to this before. Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers have both said, I want to be in Denver. I want to be a Denver Bronco. Trade me to the Broncos. Now, John Elway's got to be sitting there like a kid in a candy store. I mean, granted, George Patton has final say on all this. The general, we salute you as Broncos fans. But at the end of the day, dude, you've got basically Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers, two of the best quarterbacks in the league, 2 top 5 quarterbacks in the league, vying for your team. And this is not hyperbole. This is not me as a Broncos fan saying this like, oh, I'm just saying because, you should want to. No. This is what they have both said. They have both said. I played you the clip last week. I can play it again if you want to hear Kareem Jackson on Akeem Talib's podcast saying, Deshaun Watson telling Kareem Jackson, Yo, man, tell them Denver's where I want to be. That's where I want to go. I want to be there. I can go back to the reports that we posted a week or two ago of Aaron Rodgers playing golf with John Elway saying, I want to be in Denver. Okay, there is no let there be no doubt. Denver has one of the best, youngest, most complete rosters in the league right now. They only lack a quarterback. Now, maybe Drew Lock is that guy. Maybe. And I still stand firm on my man, Horsecock Lock.
No, you don't.
I do.
You're all out.
No.
This is all fake right now.
Absolutely not.
This is all bullshit.
Yeah, but you can't tell me that you're still hyped on him given the fact that you're sitting there looking at Deshaun Watson or Aaron Rodgers.
Joey's like, yo, I love my girlfriend, but I got 2 coming up that are even better.
I'm telling you right now, if we have to go into opening day with Drew Lock as the starter, I'm okay with that.
What's been unfolding with, why is there no, I haven't heard anything moving forward.
According to reports, Aaron Rodgers told the Packers brass this week, told Brian Guntgista, who is the Packers general manager,
Yes.
that I'm still unhappy. I am still not playing for you. You might want to start picking up the phone. Because allegedly the Packers haven't even been answering calls when it comes to if Aaron Rodgers is available. Now, obviously where there's smoke, there's fire. We all know that Aaron Rodgers, no GM worth his weight in salt isn't going to at least listen to offers. As this time goes on, and I said this last week, Sean can attest to it on the show. I said this last week. As time goes on, the Packers become bigger losers in this. If they do not pull the trigger on an Aaron Rodgers trade now, the longer this goes on, the more the Broncos can come in and say, well, listen, we got Deshaun Watson, bro. He wants to play for us. We could throw a second-round pick and a bag of peanuts at the Texans, and they're going to give him up because of all this lawsuit shit. Now, sure, we might lose him for 2, 4, maybe even 6 games, maybe even 8, or maybe even a season. But if we can get Deshaun Watson for the next 10 years in our building, we feel pretty good about ourselves. So when are you going to come down on your price from your absurd 3 first-round picks, a third, a fifth, Bradley Chubb, and Tim Patrick?
Yeah, when I saw the Bradley Chubb and all that, I was like, whoa.
That's what I said. I was like,
well,
nah.
if you don't think you can keep Bradley Chubb, then okay, it makes sense. If you don't think you can keep him,
Why wouldn't they be able to
I
keep
just think that they just...
if they think the
him? He's
money's
got
too far,
2 years left until they got to even
if they think
start
the
thinking about
money's
that.
going to be too far out there, and they said it's a throw-in,
But
not
we all know the salary cap is exploding next year.
I thought that
and then
was
the year
way
after
too
and the year
much.
after. Bradley Chubb, the money is not the problem. It's the value.
it's the Gucci.
It's what are you getting out of the guy? Okay, we're okay paying you if you're going to go out and get us 15, 16, 17 sacks a year.
Right.
That's fine. We'll pay you that. We'll pay you what you're worth. No problem. The salary cap's going through the fucking roof. Especially if you're Denver and you can get a Deshaun Watson on a fairly team-friendly deal right now, lock him up for 5 years, and, on this salary cap structure, and say, all right, we're gonna lock you up. We're gonna make you, you're not getting Pat Mahomes money, but you got this baggage coming along with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to take a little bit less, bro. Shouldn't have fucking been all willy-nilly with your masseuses. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
We know you didn't do anything. However, we're not going to not use that against you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
next time
saying?
Talk to, don't talk to Kraft beforehand because he got nailed too. Never mind.
Yeah, right. I mean, Bobby Kraft could have given you some good information.
Well, yeah.
That being said,
Kraft is like, I did it. What of it?
He's like, whoa, leave me the fuck out of this.
Bob
Kraft is like,
leave me to my Bentley.
yeah, Meek Mill and Jay-Z are like, oh, man, we bought you a Bentley. You an OG. Like, Bob Kraft is probably the only 70-something-year-old white billionaire
Hangs out with rappers.
that could walk into a fucking house party right now and just, start throwing down the N-word and everybody would be like, nah, he got that.
I can't.
He got that. He could walk up to anybody and be like, yo, what up, my ninja? And they'd be like, respect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd be like the Peter Griffin thing with
The fact that
Die Hard, where he's like, where's the sign?
Oh, yeah,
And he's like,
yeah.
And he's like,
yeah.
they made me king. They respected me for it.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like with Kraft, Kraft's that dude. But to my point, A-Rod and Watson both want to be in Denver. So this is giving Denver all of the chips on their side because now they're able to pit Green Bay and Houston against each other to see how far down they can drive the deal, and then they can determine
if they get a mystery team involved.
Maybe, but have you heard anything about a mystery team? The Colts?
The Colts should be very interested.
I don't disagree.
No, I don't think the Colts.
But I think we already sold too much. We got
the cap space
on Wentz. I
have
know we do.
a ton of cap space.
But Sean, everybody has the cap space. We know this. Cap space is the
but they have a lot of
worst.
cap space.
Right. They have a lot of cap. But anybody
fifth
can
in
make.
the
If the
league or
Raiders can come up with the cap space, anybody can come up with the cap space.
But if you have Rodgers and Deshaun Watson both available, Deshaun Watson sparing that he doesn't have any games lost because of time not served, because no one knows what's going on with that still.
They really don't. And the lawyer for the thoughts on the other side, he's like, we're not settling shit. And it's like, all right, dude, shut up. Like,
hey,
right.
he could
Of
throw
course,
a,
he's
he could
gotta
throw a
get his
huge
payday.
cog.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course he is. He can throw a huge cog in the wheel, but
it's like when you call 1-800-LAW-1222. It's like,
Same
yeah,
line.
Rusty Harden.
Rusty Harden.
Fuck, what? I thought I was calling Rob Levine. Yeah, same guy. Whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
The heavy
You
hitter.
got a lawsuit? I'm in.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So those teams are going to have to get more teams involved, because if not, then Denver's going to have all the cards and all the advantage in that point. They can say, "Oh, we're not going to pay anybody anything else. Nobody else wants these guys, so
But
it's
do
going
you
to be
think?
us."
Do you really think? And the best part that
There should be. Come
the
on.
best thing that there should be other teams involved, but the best thing Denver has going for them is they really like Drew Lock, and Drew Lock so far in OTAs has shown out. He is dominated. Teddy Bridgewater has looked mediocre. Drew Lock has looked crisp, clean, and polished. And from reports, and I'm saying this is coming from Noah Fant, Von Miller, Kareem Jackson, all these other guys, they've come out and said on the record that, yeah, Drew hears the noise. He knows, like, his job could be on the line, and it's either now or never. So for me as a Broncos fan, I feel very good about our upcoming season, knowing
Sure,
what
of course
that
you
roster
can.
is, 1 through 53.
Potentially.
1 through potentially, because injuries happen. 1 through 53, I feel very good about it. If Drew Lock is that's the low watermark,
The worst case.
I'm all right with that.
I was just about to say that.
I'm really okay.
If
Like,
that's who you ride or die with on the worst case scenario, that's really not a bad look.
Because you still
Especially-
don't know what you have in him.
Exactly, that's the point. You know,
That's the only gamble.
and if push comes to shove, and Aaron Rodgers sits out this year, then we just get him in a year anyway.
So here's the thing:
Well, yeah.
if salary cap isn't an issue, and you want to contend right now, and the Packers don't mind trading him within the NFC, New Orleans should get on that phone and call for Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry. I know we have a Jameis Winston video to show.
I could never picture Aaron Rodgers in a fucking New Orleans uniform.
Doesn't matter. That team is stacked for him.
I know.
And the coach is
know.
great.
I just never thought of that. That just like blew my mind. Like,
And
picturing
then,
Aaron Rodgers.
and then I saw a video of Jameis Winston earlier today, which Joey will, I'm sure, share at some point tonight, of him doing God knows what training.
Oh, really?
It is embarrassing.
Is that it right there?
Can we show it now?
No, hold on. I'm going to load it up. You guys talk.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So
I
Jameis
haven't
Winston.
seen this.
Oh, you're gonna die.
Okay.
First of all,
it's just like Dak Prescott, like cha-cha-cha Mamba type.
no.
fucking-
This is way worse.
Is it?
Because
yeah.
you have to listen because Jameis speaks, and you're like, all right, I see what he's doing, and then he just doesn't make any sense, and you're like, I have no idea what he's doing right now. And
Fucking
I will let the
Jameis
video
Winston.
speak for itself because of that. That's how cringe.
Crab legs.
This was earlier today. Him practicing to be the starter of New Orleans, and if I'm a New Orleans fan, I don't feel good after watching a practice video.
No, I'd rather see Taysom Hill out there. You know what I mean?
They just gave Taysom Hill $100 million.
Yeah.
But it was a fake contract. It was one of the,
Yeah,
it's a fake contract. But still, how many NFL players were like? How many players were like my son the day that your dog popped his ball? Look at the contract like this.
You got to be fucking kidding. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I like Taysom Hill. I think he's a baller, but
Yeah, for gadget plays. If he was
Yeah,
an
but I
every
like-
down
but
quarterback,
everybody loves.
you saw him
those
as an every
kinds
down
of-
quarterback. He couldn't do it.
I understand that, but everybody loves that type of football. Like everybody,
Yes.
everybody loves those gadget plays where you
For
be like,
short
"Oh
terms.
shit, is he going to be a running back, a quarterback, a tight end? We don't know.
We
You
don't
what I
know.
mean?
And then-
it's fun.
And
I
then by
love
week
that.
3, you're like, this shit gonna stop.
Well, when it works, it's crazy. You're like, holy shit! This and Taysom Hill's proven himself to be a pretty solid guy for some weird ass plays that you want to, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
he's got the athleticism. I think he's smart enough.
That's Sean
you know what I mean?
Payton, though. That's Sean Payton made him.
Maybe facts. Yeah, you know.
How old is he? He's like 30. Taysom
Is
Hill.
he really? He's
Yeah,
that
he's
old?
up there.
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
he's been in the league for a while.
I know, and you've only heard about him the last like 3 years, ever since like come out. Like
He was strictly a special teams guy.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you never know.
All
Some
right.
guys just find.
Joey, are you ready for this video?
Almost.
You know, guys just find their spot. I don't know.
So,
I mean,
listen, I think if you can somehow maneuver the money, and the Packers are okay with it, you put Aaron Rodgers for 3 years with Sean Payton and that team in New Orleans, and that's a Super Bowl contender 3 years in a row.
yeah, I wouldn't really see him missing a beat going from Breeze to Rodgers.
Not at all. I have
You know?
no faith in Winston. I'm sorry. I know he threw up 40-40. He could have been the first 40-40-40 guy. 40 touchdowns,
I don't know
40
if the
interceptions.
Yeah, he did it. He did 30-30.
I don't know if the audio is going to work, so hold on. Let's try
Hey,
this.
do you
real quick.
think ESPN's gonna have a 30 for 30 on Jameis Winston?
30 for 30, the 30-30 special.
All right, hold on.
All right, let's see if we can get
Hold
this.
on, we're
Hopefully
gonna,
we get the audio.
Nope, I got to just do this real quick.
That's too funny. 30 touchdowns, 30.
Okay. All right, there we go. All right, so the audio is good now. All right, so you got a little sneak preview. All right, so we'll show you the video now. So this is Jameis Winston just doing what Jameis Winston
Just listen
does.
to Jameis.
Okay.
2, 4, 6, 1, 3, 4, 5, 2, 1, 1, 2, 4, 6.
I don't know. I don't know what was happening there.
Dude, I can absolutely see that on Sundays. Him holding the ball in the pocket too long as guys are like punching the ball and him like 2, 4, 3, 1.
I think he's just
What
looking. I think he's looking
fuck?
at like a. There's got to be some sort of display, and he's gonna.
I hope.
It's called. It's basically what I think he's doing is a drill where he's supposed to be just protecting the ball and then calling out numbers to make him protecting the ball innate. So his brain
Wait,
is doing.
it's like rubbing your stomach and patting your head. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
trying to-
basically, but just you're protecting the football and calling out
Numbers.
like random numbers. So somebody's like probably just like flashing numbers at him on the other side.
I hope that's the case.
And
'cause
he's
that
just-
was
he's
fucking
like-
weird, dude.
Right, you don't see the far side of it.
Right.
You know what I
I
mean?
understand that.
But
Not a
it
fan of
just
that
still-
drill.
but
It
that still
doesn't
looks
make
mad funny.
it doesn't make it any less funny.
No, because 4, 6, what? As soon as he went from like 5, 6 to 1, I was like, oh.
No, it was like
now
2. It
I
was like
see-
2, 4, 6, 5,
What?
3, 1,
What?
2.
I'm like,
Yeah, it's dude, it's wild. I'm telling you, this shit is wild, bro. And,
Listen, but that doesn't.
whatever helps you not whatever helps you not be 30 for 30.
But
Just
listen,
don't be 30 for 30.
shouldn't that drill be protect the ball, get rid of it quick, not hold on to the ball while you're running in a figure 8 while yelling out numbers? I'm not a coach. I'm not going to pretend to be a coach. I'm not going to pretend to be an NFL quarterback caliber guy or an elite athlete.
Right.
I do not see how that video.
why not? It's the only way you're gonna get close.
I do not see how that
Was he-
video helps him.
If I don't remember seeing correctly because I'm kind of on an angle, but was he hitting the ball from like
The other
different
dude.
sides?
Yeah, he was
the
like
other
up,
guy was
down,
like, yeah, up, down, sideways.
So he's just basically probably trying to like get his memory up for just random hits because you never know which way.
right. The
ball's
point
gonna,
the
you
point
know.
of that drill is what I assume the point of that drill is to
Look
get
downfield.
your brain on what's going on down here, and he's gonna yell out the numbers that come up or whatever. Meanwhile, somebody is constantly swatting, and he's dipping and diving between the bags.
Right.
So he's moving. Somebody's swatting the balls, but his focus is downfield.
Right.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense to me. It's still funny as fuck to watch.
Yeah.
Listen,
it was, yeah.
listen, I watched that. I laugh. I watched the video last year of Aaron Donald. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's a machine. Aaron Donald's trainer last year attacked him with a knife, a legit knife, like not like fake, like tried stabbing him, and his job was to stop him from stabbing him. That video, I was like, oh my God, like this man is like, this is training.
What if he gets him in the lung or something? It's like, God damn, this was not worth it. Like,
I
right?
know.
Like,
This was a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Who signed me up for this?
The guy was like,
My agent is fired.
Yeah,
Fuck that
yeah.
guy. Fuck him. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Life
I want
insurance,
your I want your ass. I want your balls.
but I couldn't believe it. Like last year, it was the guy with a knife just trying to stab him. It was
Oh, shit.
like a ghetto Michael Myers was trying to stab this man, and he's just like bah 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 bah.
Right.
And then like you watch that, and you're like, this is the most intense training, because I think it was trying to prove like you can't miss a beat or you will die.
Yeah. This is life and death. I mean, that's a little hardcore for me.
But
I
I like
don't
the.
know.
But that's how these guys train, though. But at the end
Well,
of
that's
the
why they're making millions of dollars playing a football game.
I was just saying, at the end of the day, dude, these guys make millions because, look, you're one of 1,600 people on the planet
Dude, what about Big Ben's?
that get employed to do your job every single Sunday.
It was like
1,600 people out of 7 billion. There's 1,600 men on the face of the earth that can do what these guys do.
Well, it's like F1, which is only like 22.
Fuck that. There's mad more motherfuckers that can do F1.
Yeah, I know.
All right, they just don't have the fucking mommy and daddy money
Yeah,
to fucking
no
back
shit.
them up.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking Ben Hamilton, is
Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton, whatever. But I say Ben.
Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah.
Ben Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton, his parents were just like, we're going to bankroll our baby into F1.
Yeah.
And just so happens that he has the fucking, the skill set of a fighter pilot, but whatever, fuck him. Like,
Yeah.
Who cares?
Well, like
I could go be a shitty F1 driver. I mean, look, there are dudes that race on the E racing shit. They can drive with their eyes closed around those courses,
You have to be pretty lightweight, too.
Yeah, you got to be like
I'm
a
way too
jockey.
big.
You got to be like
You got to be like at least like I think your wife would be too big to race F1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
And she's almost a bona fide midget.
Yeah, you got to be pretty small.
She's my tiny pet.
Tiny little cockpits.
Yes, teeny tiny cockpit. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, 774-992-8702. Give us a call if you want to get in on some of this conversation. So let's keep this on the NFL, and let's bring up this little piece of news here, right here. I'm going to put it up on the screen. So the Kansas City Chiefs defensive end Frank Clark was arrested in L.A. on suspicion of having a concealed gun in the vehicle.
Concealed gun is being polite.
Yes. Cops saying Uzi was spotted in his car.
Loaded.
Loaded. Like, I'm like,
Gangsta.
So, Frank Clark, keeping it gangsta.
This is not his first time.
Ooh-wee.
Oh, really? He's been nailed before?
For drunk driving, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, drunk
so
driving?
Frank Clark and the Chiefs, not a great look, bro.
Yep. You don't really hear about it.
You really don't.
Because it's not the Patriots, and it's not a national media team.
It really isn't. And the Chiefs, outside of Pat Mahomes, like, nobody fucking cares.
Okay, I know, right? It's like one of the most dull ass teams outside of like what Patrick Mahomes does. It's
No,
just like,
Tyreek Hill was all over the news, though.
It's like when Leonard
like,
Little killed that person, when he was DUI.
Yeah, you never heard about
and
that.
nobody cared. It was like, he plays the
Well,
Rams.
people
right,
cared.
Well,
how much
they should have.
Jesus.
Tell me anytime you've ever woken up and been like, I want to go on vacation. Let's go to fucking Kansas City.
Let's go to the Ozarks.
Let's go
All right,
to
listen.
fucking
That thought has actually crossed my mind only simply for
Barbecue? Yeah.
I
Joey's
don't
right up there
give
for
a
barbecue.
fuck. I'll go somewhere else, but I just
You can get
they're
great
just
barbecue
such a-
down at that place in
the fucking McDonald's looking team right out in the middle. What I'm like, I hate them. I hate the fucking Chiefs, dude. I really
Well, you
do.
should.
Listen, brother, you're literally preaching to the choir right now.
I know.
It goes the Patriots, a large gap, then the Chiefs. The Chiefs are my number one most hated. People automatically assume it's the Raiders. No. I actually don't mind the Raiders. The Raiders in my lifetime, they've been lovable fucking losers.
Since
and
2001.
They're probably going to continue to be lovable fucking losers.
They got a cool ass stadium though.
Now they do.
The Death Star is
Finally.
fucking
Yeah,
sick.
definitely. I'd go check
but
it out.
hey, you know what? If the Death Star makes the Raiders relevant again, cool. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But the Raiders, they're good once every
7
12,
years.
15 years.
Not once every 7 years, they're all right. On
Yeah,
average.
they get that little spot where they get like a 12,
They made the playoffs once in the last
10 games.
20
Yes,
years?
but I'm taking on average. I'm saying they were
Oh,
pretty
you
good
mean like
80s, 90s,
Oh
early
yeah,
2000s.
okay. You're saying the whole history. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So once every 7 years, whatever. Fine, fuck them. But anyway, I loathe the Chiefs. I loathe them. Like Donnie Edwards, fucking.
He hasn't been there in a long time, my man.
I know. Priest Holmes.
Come on. Why do you hate Priest Holmes?
That little into the end zone, which I actually do every single time I score anything. I'm like,
I hate this man. I imitate him. I hate this man.
I hate him. But he had my favorite little touchdown shuffle thing.
He never talked shit or anything. He was always just like, hey.
No,
man,
it wasn't so much Priest Holmes. Priest Holmes started my hatred because it was Priest Holmes, it was Dante Hall, Donnie Edwards, Trent Green.
Donnie Edwards was just a dick of a person.
No, Donnie Edwards wasn't even a dick.
Yeah,
I
he was.
I just looked at him and I'm like, I want to punch you in the face.
Dante
And he's
Hall
and he's
was fun.
I'm allergic to grass, and that's why I have to wear long sleeves. And I'm like, yeah, I'm allergic to grass too, you loser, and I don't fucking wear long sleeves. Like, Jesus Christ, grow a set, bitch.
Know, right? Take a fucking
Like,
Claritin. Jesus.
Yeah, right. No shit.
You can't be taking this stuff every day. It loses its effect.
Take a fucking
No,
Claritin.
you have to take you have to take allergy pills every day because you have to get the therapeutic levels in your body up. That's what I'm saying.
I'm kidding.
Or the levels have to reach. No.
It ain't that serious.
Whatever.
Sean's
Something
gonna
about therapeutics
Sean's
and
gonna
shit.
no
That's all
Sean,
I know.
Sean's gonna learn this lesson in about
that
like
serious.
4 years when he's suffering from ED and he's at his doctor and he's like, I'm gonna give you testosterone therapy. He's like, you're gonna come back every 3 weeks for a shot, and it's like, why do I have to come back every 3 weeks? Why can't I do it every month? He's like, well, no, because the blood level, the levels of test will dip in your blood, and then Sean's gonna.
I'm the youngest one. Wait,
Nah,
am I the
I'll
youngest
just
one
take it
here?
into my own hands and do it every week.
Yeah, or I can do it every 3 days like
It's
a real
weird.
fucking man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No, I'm just.
popping tabs, bro.
Yeah. Yep.
So anyhow, I hate the fucking Chiefs. Frank Clark apparently is an
The
absolute-
Uzi thing is
That's
shocking.
Yeah, apparently my boy's gangster, bro. I mean, what do you
I
want?
mean, yeah, I guess so. I mean, people always wonder why, like, oh, this guy's, he's a professional athlete. He makes millions of dollars. Why are they still riding around with the guns? It's like, well, because they still associate themselves with the same people they used to before. Yeah,
I mean, it's not.
Like,
Remember when Aqib Talib was involved in that shooting outside of Dallas nightclub?
yeah, they still go to the same places.
Like right
if
before
you're
the
from
2015
hood. I
season,
mean, that's how you
right
get
before
brought
their
up.
Super Bowl run, like Aqib Talib, or right after, right before, or right after, I can't remember what it was. Aqib Talib, remember the guy got shot, and Aqib Talib was there, and he was like named as like a person of interest, and
Man,
yeah, I listen. If you're not listening to Catching Fades, it's Aqib Talib's podcast on Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I believe
you are missing out.
I
Catching
believe
fades.
he's smart.
Talib keeps it so gangsta on that show, though. It's so fucking.
I believe
It's
that-
so refreshing.
But I can believe that he wasn't involved. He doesn't seem.
Nah, he wasn't involved. At least somebody took the
Chainz.
fall for him. Maybe we took Chris Carter's his advice. He was like, I got a fall guy.
Yeah, fall guy.
You know
Pay
what
that
I'm
guy
saying?
$1,000. Right
The other piece of NFL news we wanted to get into tonight was this one. So apparently, during Tom Brady's free agent tour last year, he had multiple teams interested, and he said at the last minute, hold on, we'll pull it up. He said at the last minute, he said one of the teams, they weren't interested at the very end. And I was thinking, and I quote, "You're sticking with that motherfucker?" So a team that was interested in Brady, and then at the very end was like, "Nah, we're not interested." And Brady's response was, "Wait, you're sticking with that fucking loser?" Like, all right, do you? My question to you guys is,
What team?
what team was not interested in Tom Brady that made Tom Brady raise an eyebrow and go, "Wait, you want that dick bag over me?"
I already know the answer, so I'm gonna let you guys go first. I'm 100% positive I have the answer.
You know for a fact, so like I can sit here and be like, because I have absolutely no idea.
Just take a stab.
All right, so teams that have shitbag quarterbacks that Tom Brady would want to play for.
No. The teams that were interested in him, one team that showed interest, and at the end were like, "We're gonna stick with this guy," and he was like, "That motherfucker."
So, yes, somebody that Tom Brady was obviously interested in because Tom Brady was the only teams that were talking to Tom Brady were the teams that Tom Brady called and was like, "Hey, I'm interested in playing for you."
Was it Dallas?
It was not Dallas. No. But you can go with Dallas because.
Because I could see Tom Brady going, "You sticking with that motherfucker about Dak Prescott?"
Dak isn't bad.
Could you imagine Tom Brady going to Dallas and instead of the Bucs winning the Super Bowl last year, the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl last year?
Yeah, that'd be fucking nutty.
Talk about like Cowboys fans being flipped on their heads.
We have to cheer for the Patriots now too.
That would have been fucking amazing. I know what Sean's answer is, and I'm not gonna go that direction because I know what it is. But I'm gonna go with my personal theory is the Rams, because I think the Rams were, and they know that. That's why they went out and got Stafford. The Rams were a quarterback away from winning a Super Bowl last year, and Jared Goff seems to be the exact type of guy that Tom Brady would look and be like, "Wait, that motherfucker?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know his girlfriend's hot, but
Yeah, I could see him.
Have you seen my wife? Seriously?
I could see him saying it about Goff. I mean, they played each other in the Super
And
Bowl,
then,
so Brady
obviously,
knows exactly
Sean-
what he's got.
You think you know the answer.
No, I'm positive.
You know-
because
so who
this
is it?
team in the 11th hour backed out, and it was the Chicago Bears. The
Oh,
Chicago Bears.
Trubisky? Yeah.
And,
okay.
And,
Big Dick Nick.
That makes you. Yeah.
And no, it was definitely Trubisky because they were going to go with Trubisky and sign Nick Foles. And that was the goal because at the 11th hour, they said, we're going to stick with Mitch and we're going to sign Nick Foles as the backup. We're going to trade for Nick Foles as the backup from Jacksonville, and that's the tandem we're going to go with.
Yeah, Trubisky
And
sucks.
they backed out because originally Brady had reached out to 3 teams. It was Tampa Bay reached out. He reached out to 2 other teams because no teams were interested in Brady last year. And that was kind of like another insult to him. He was like, nobody wants me, like a 6-time Super Bowl winner. And
Right.
And then he goes and proves it in Tampa Bay and wins the whole thing in 1 year.
Right.
So he wanted to play for the 49ers. That was the team he wanted to play for. His dad said it. His dad came out and said also in an interview last year that the Bears had interest too, and then they backed out.
Is he from Bay Area?
He's
Yeah,
from
he's from San. Yeah,
his
well,
favorite team
his
growing
favorite
up.
team was the Niners.
Right,
Joe
but he's
Montana's
from
favorite
the Bay
quarterback.
Area.
Yes,
is
he
what
was
I'm saying.
at the game where
he was from like Mid Cali, right? Like north
San
of
Mateo.
Yeah, San Mateo.
Yeah, he was
I
from
don't
San
even know where
Mateo.
the fuck that is.
That
Look
area.
it up.
I think
So-
it's in the middle.
So anyway, he was at the game where Joe Montana threw the ball. It was like labeled the catch game. He was at
That's
that
what I
game.
caught. The catch.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes,
catch.
he was
Okay.
at that
NFC
game.
Championship.
Oh, really?
And he was his favorite team growing up was the 49ers. He wanted to play for the 49ers for 2 reasons. One, he get to play the Patriots again because now he gets to play the Patriots this season.
Yep.
He'd be the only the second or third guy ever to beat every NFL team. It was Manning, Breeze, and
Manning, Breeze, Favre, and
I've
Montana.
I've been to San Mateo.
that's embarrassing.
It's in San Jose.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't
Oh,
know.
there you go. You've been
I know
there.
Palo Alto and shit like that, but I'm looking at my San Mateo. I'm like, oh fuck, that's in San Jose. I've only been there twice, 3 times, whatever.
So it was no, yeah, good going,
God
dickhead.
damn it.
Manning, Favre, Breeze.
Oh, Favre was the other one. I'm
Elway.
sorry.
Elway.
Yes, so Brady would join that if he beats the Patriots this
He needed
year,
5.
which
It was
I'm
only
pretty
5
sure
games.
Belichick is loading up to make sure that they
Actually,
are not going
did
to win this game.
Johnny, you do it? No,
I don't think so.
Johnny, you did
No,
it.
he did not. It was a very short list. But it's Mitch Trubisky because he wanted to go
can
play.
totally see that.
That was a great defense that they had already.
But
the
see,
year
I don't-
before.
I don't even
He had a
under-
decent offense around him with Allen Robinson, and he had an okay tight end out there with Olsen. No, Olsen wasn't even there anymore.
I still don't see if I'm looking at the Bucks and the Bears, like those are my 2 choices. I still think I'm picking the Bucks straight up.
Yeah, but the Bears backed out. The Bears said we're
Right,
all
but I'm
set.
just saying, like,
Good.
even if both were all set and they were on the table and both were on the table, I'm still going with the Bucks.
I think he ultimately went into the Bucks too because he wanted to get out of the AFC.
Maybe the Bears knew that.
He wanted to get out of the AFC. He
Well,
didn't want
the Bears
he
are
didn't,
the NFC, so that
Yeah,
doesn't really
so he wanted to go to an NFC
complicate that,
team.
Yeah.
But
Just throwing that
Thank
out
God for. I mean, listen, dude. There's like fucking 2 teams in the NFL, maybe 3, that you would just don't want to fucking play for.
there. The Bears are one of them.
The Bears, the fucking Lions, and maybe these days the Browns. But
No, Jacksonville.
nah, I'd fucking play for Jacksonville. At least it's warm. At least it's not snowing. I want to commit suicide because my team sucks.
And because
Dude, there's nobody watching you.
bro,
Every
you
year is
get-
COVID.
You get to fucking play. You get to play in the place that birthed Fred Durst. Okay.
I was like, I think you were
If
gonna say,
only we could fly.
I thought you were gonna say Fred Jackson.
No, but I mean, think about
Take 'em
I'd
to Matthews
rather.
fridge.
And on top of that, hell yeah, I'd rather play in Jacksonville. They got fucking Lawrence and they got Tim Tebow, and there's bitches up in the fucking swimming pool all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Maybe this
And it's
year, not
warm.
in other years.
But it's just I'm not
Yeah, but,
playing in
but
the windy
any moment,
fucking city.
any moment, your team could be moved to either Mexico, England, or Germany, or Canada.
Yeah, but you could also be like, you know what?
Wait, Mexico,
I ain't doing that.
England,
Dude.
Germany, or Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where,
Mexico.
like, well, you've got Shad Khan,
I'm going
who's
to Mexico,
the
dog. It's
Jags
warm
owner.
down there.
Oh, you're gonna die.
Yeah, no shit.
No, why would you? Yeah, but then you got to play in Mexico City, which is like the elevation's actually higher than fucking Denver.
Mexico,
Dude,
England,
guy's
Germany.
gonna die when that
It's
actually
like
happens.
what 7,000 plus feet above
Yeah,
sea
it's
level.
huge. It's crazy.
Kick isn't that?
Mile
they're
high
gonna,
is like 5,800. It's literally a mile.
They're gonna hire.
yeah,
They're gonna
it's
hire
not
soccer
high, but-
players. Those guys will be nailing field goals 75 yards away.
Yeah,
Making
it's gonna
Sebastian
be
Janikowski
crazy.
look like a child.
No shit.
Yeah, I know, right? Jason
Janikowski
Elam,
for
yeah.
the 80.
Yeah.
It's gonna be shout out to Durant, but
He's gassed. He's dipping.
he's gas. He's dipping. Big old doinks.
Yeah.
So anyhow, let's. What was that? Wait, hold on. What was I just gonna say? I just lost my train of thought.
We're talking about where Brady ended up going, and like we got off the interview. Apparently, he might come out and say it on Friday. The barbershop interview.
Right. Okay, right. Yeah. So the barbershop. That was the show. The barbershop. The LeBron James barbershop.
Yeah,
where everybody gets all woke and shit and whatever, and like we'll see how that turns out. But Brady apparently was. He was like, I love and listen, I love this about Tom Brady. Brady is the absolute like. He is the epitome of a competitor.
100%.
He just sits there and he looks at you and he just goes, "Fuck you," and then he does it better than you, or at least does things less shitty than you.
Right.
Like, whatever.
Doesn't make mistakes.
Doesn't really matter. Like,
I mean,
he can go to an AFC Championship game or an NFC Championship game and throw 3 interceptions, and his team will somehow just be like, "Don't worry, bro, we got you."
Yeah, no shit.
And maybe that's on him because he's just like, I need you. Like maybe he pulls a Ray Lewis and he's like, I touched him on the chest. And then they went out and they just, the defense, I threw the interception.
Okay.
And I went out and I said, I need you to make this stop. And they were like, okay. And they were like, why you whisper yelling at me like you're Ray Lewis? And he's like, because I'm channeling my inner Miami University right now. And they're like, okay, Tom, you're kind of scaring the fuck out of me. And then he goes, okay. And they go out there and they're like, okay, interception. Thank you. There we go. Okay, Tom, we got it back. And he's like,
So Ray Lewis, all about Jesus. Ray Lewis, I'm put my hands on you, and God spoke to me through you. And then Brady is like, Alex Guerrero, go touch that man. Alex Guerrero was like, yo, you're pliable now. You're pliable. And the guy's like, oh shit, I
you
am.
bend like Gumby.
And then the guy gets a reception, snapped in half, his spine is broken. It's okay. We fix you with some water. It's fine.
Yeah, the mud in the water.
I got this concussion water. You're gonna be fine, all right?
Yeah.
Like I guess that's the difference. I don't know. It's fucking
Tom
crazy.
Brady's
He
got that
always finds himself in a predicament where even if he doesn't play his best, he still puts this team in enough positions to possibly still win the game.
And even still, I don't believe
It's
that
annoying.
I don't even believe that he puts his team in position to be like the team just finds themselves in the positions all the time. And this goes back dating 20-something years.
Dude,
where
the
we
Bucs
would sit
sucked.
there, and how many times would we sit there and we watch a fucking Patriots game? We'd be like, Patriot luck.
Yeah,
How
all
the
the
fuck
time,
does this
dude.
continue to fucking happen? How it had nothing to do with Tom Brady when Pete Carroll and fucking Darryl, the offensive coordinator there for the Seahawks, decided to not hand the ball to Marshawn Lynch, and that had nothing to do with Brady. Nothing, absolutely nothing. But
Brady played amazing that whole game. That was not a bad game by Brady at all. He shredded that defense for the.
not shredded. I mean,
Dude, he had 3 touchdowns.
I mean,
like
if I
400
remember
yards.
that game, that was the game that it wasn't Tyler Lockett. Who the hell on the sideline caught that was
Tyler Lockett. No, it wasn't Lockett.
it was
Curse.
Jermaine
Jermaine Curse.
Curse who caught that ridiculous
With his
ball on the
feet and then his
sideline?
hands.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, he fucking Antonio Freeman did or whatever in the Monday night game.
I'm like,
Packers,
damn, I'm like,
Vikings.
this is what the fucking Seahawks need to kind of stay and play here, right? I'm like, this is not good.
No, that was the last drive.
That was
Yeah,
the last
that-
drive.
That
That's
was
what
it.
I'm
That got him down to the one, and then they handed the ball to Marshawn Lynch, and Dante Hightower makes a shoestring tackle at the 1 yard line. Otherwise, the game's
Dude,
over.
Right.
He blew. Even Marshawn Lynch said, "Hey, he goes, that man blew me up." He goes, "I got knocked down." He goes, "That was a hard hit."
Yeah.
Dante Hightower.
Well, Hightower's not a small dude.
Hightower is you. I can make an
Bama,
argument.
bitch.
Yeah.
I can make an
Roll
argument.
Tide.
Yeah.
I can make an argument. Hightower was more responsible for the last 3 Patriot Super Bowl wins than Brady was, because you had Atlanta where he strip sacked
Matt Ryan. That started the comeback.
and that started the comeback.
And how many times you, me, Tommy, and T, we all looked at each other, rated that play, and we go, here we go.
What? Which one?
When Hightower
Strip
strip-sacked
sacked
Matt Ryan in the Falcons Super Bowl.
Well, he broke his arm almost. He pulled his
Remember
arm straight back.
Hold on. Was that
Third quarter.
before or after the Edelman catch?
That
Oh,
was
way
That was
before.
way before.
This is when it was
Yes.
23-12 or whatever
Yeah,
it was.
because I remember the
Or no,
Edelman
28-12.
catch to me
It was
like,
28-12.
oh, fuck.
And Hightower came free off the left side.
Yeah, because
And,
Picked up by Freeman.
Freeman just-
he blew the coverage and he had Julio Jones wide open over the middle pretty much.
No,
and he
no, no.
just-
Freeman just didn't block Hightower.
No, at all.
Hightower came
Right,
free on a blitz.
Yeah, he just went
and
left
just watched him. And then Matt Ryan was like,
Fuck.
okay, I'm good. And then he never saw it, and boom, strip sack. And you, me, Tommy, and T looked at each other and go, don't even fucking tell me this is how this night is going to
He
Don't
jacked,
even
he jacked
fucking
up his
tell me.
arm too, because his arm wasn't the same rest of the night, because his arm got pulled way back.
Well, I mean, he made that fucking throw to Julio, who made that ridiculous fucking catch on the
Sideline catch,
sidelines, which
yeah,
should have
sure.
ended the game. But Neither here nor there. But you're right. Hightower was probably more responsible for the last three Super Bowl
just kicked the fucking field
So
goal.
Hightower against Atlanta.
holding.
Him stopping Marshawn Lynch at the 1 yard line to set up the eventual interception against the Seattle Seahawks.
Yep.
And then multiple plays against the Rams where the Rams only scored 3 points.
Yeah,
he had a sack. He had multiple
Yeah.
stops behind it in the backfield. I mean, Hightower was fucking everywhere. Oh, who was the tight end for the Rams that he blew up multiple times? And I kept playing that video
Higbee?
over. Is it Higbee?
Tyler Higbee?
Hike picked him up
Or was it
right
Everett?
on his ass and threw
Was
him
it
in the ground.
Everett or Higbee? I can't remember.
I think it was Everett instead.
Everett.
He picked him straight up, this tight end, and threw him in the ground, and then flex on top of him, and I was just like, Jesus.
Yeah, that
He did what Von-
high-powered LA Rams offense was nowhere to fucking be found.
He
that
did
night.
what Von Miller did to Travis Kelce.
Love, and that's what the NFL needs. Big, dominating, strong guys who just say, you're going to be quick, I'm just going to beat the shit out of you at the line, and if you're still quick after that, more power to you.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna take a piss real quick.
All right.
Okay.
But then, so that's what I think. But Brady always. No, he's not going down now. Brady 100% went to the Bucks. Even the Bucks earlier last season, we were like, this team doesn't look good. And yet they fucking figure it out. They figured it out about week 8 or 9, and then they just ran it the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean,
Brady didn't even know what down it was. One of the things he was like, I don't know if it was fourth down. He thought it was fifth down or whatever. He's like, he makes fun of himself now.
Right.
But I like as a Patriots fan watching Brady from afar, I'm not rooting for Brady. I'm sorry. I said the only time I'd root for Brady last year is if they made it to the Super Bowl and if they're not playing against the Patriots. And that happened. I rooted from the Super Bowl, and that was it.
Yeah.
The rest of the time, I'm like, dude, you picked another team over me. Good luck.
What? It was his choice though to leave.
His choice, 100%. He wanted to leave. He wanted to go be Brady the way he wants to market himself and not be under the Patriot rule. He wanted to go do things his own way for the last couple of years.
Right. He was done with living under
Plus,
Belichick's shadow.
He wanted to bring in all his Patriot friends. He's trying to get Edelman still. Edelman's like, guy, I have no knees. Like, I would love to still play. I have no knees.
Right.
Gronk came out of. I lost a lot of respect for Gronk too. Gronk, I think, is a hilarious person, but that was fucking bullshit. He's like, oh, I don't want to practice that with the Patriots. I'll go play for the Tampa Bay. It's like, dude, fuck you.
I mean, it worked
That
out.
was a baby.
I know, and he wins the Super Bowl. Hey, it's like.
I mean, maybe the NFL.
Dude, he was the third best tight end until the playoffs.
Maybe, and then you look at what Brady and Gronk did.
He's
Now
a
you
Hall
look at
of
what
Fame
Deshaun
tight
Watson
end.
and A-Rod are doing. Are we looking at the NFL potentially becoming the next,
No.
the new NBA?
No, because all NFL teams spend to the cap. Almost every single team.
Well, they have a floor.
And they have a floor too, but most teams spend to the cap. The teams that don't are usually garbage anyway, but a lot of teams still spend their money and they distribute the talent more equally. But even if you go sign 5 big-name players on an NFL team, you're not guaranteed to do shit. It's a team of 53.
You're really not at all.
So it doesn't matter to me. So that's never going to work. Like, you can put all those guys, like we talked about it last week. I'm not sure if you were listening. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago too. The Titans on paper, god damn, that's a powerful offense. Titans on defense,
So
I
the
can't name
Browns.
one fucking dude.
Yeah.
So, not to switch gears too quickly here, but
No, but he's right.
let's get on to the next thing because we got 2 more things we're going to hit before we get out of here in about 18 minutes. All right. The first one I want to get into was Carl Nassib, the defensive end
Yeah, Vegas.
for the
Vegas Raiders.
Oakland. I'll always call them Oakland. The Oakland
Vegas
Raiders. For the Raiders, becoming the first openly gay player in the NFL. Now, normally this would.
He is.
he the?
Yes, he
What
is.
happened to the kid on
Michael
the
Sam never made the roster.
Michael Sam never made it. He got drafted, but he never made it.
He lasted like 2 weeks and they cut him
He didn't even make it to camp
Why?
because he was terrible.
because he was horrible.
Okay.
Because he wasn't a good player.
Okay. Well, that's
He
what I
only got
wanted.
drafted because
He got smoked.
Because the NFL had a wink, wink, nod, nod agreement with Jeff Fisher, who at the time was the coach of the Rams, the St. Louis Rams,
Right, before LA.
to draft Michael Sam
Not
in the
going
7th
in,
round. You know, like, when was the last time you saw cameras in the house of a 7th round pick?
Never.
Right, never. It's never happened before.
Yeah, I was gonna
It's
say.
never happened since.
Well, the guy has his own GoPro.
But magically, they knew Michael Sam was going to get taken in the 7th round of the draft. So they
Sure.
had cameras in his house, so they could sit there when he got drafted and they announced his name, and he could kiss his boyfriend. And they could be like, "Oh my God, let's all clap for ourselves," because the NFL is the NFL is their horse, their media horse. They
to
know
be
what
fair,
they're doing.
I think Michael Sam was probably a 6th, 7th rounder anyway. He had a decent college career.
He wouldn't have been drafted though.
No, I think he had the talent for a 6th, 7th round. Like it's a flyer. Those picks are all flyer.
Yeah, but
picks.
he's an undrafted free agent all day.
Well, He got
Listen,
drafted.
if Philip
There's a chance.
Lindsay didn't get drafted in the 6th or 7th round, Michael Sam
He
ain't
didn't get
getting
drafted 'cause
drafted.
he was
Philip
short.
Lindsay gay?
No.
Oh, Jesus.
Right, exactly. But that's what that's what it came down to. Michael Sam was a huge stunt that the NFL pulled, right? So, which brings me to the whole Carl Nassib thing. Carl Nassib was what 2nd or 3rd round pick? I forget.
I've seen it all over
I
everywhere,
don't
and I'm like,
know.
he was
oh,
a 2nd
man.
or 3rd round pick. I think he's got like
Day 2, day 3.
he's
Yeah.
on his 3rd team now. I think the Raiders are his 3rd team. But when you watch the video of what he did, are you dying? Are you okay?
I don't know what happened. I'm like choking on something.
Do you need a drink? Did
No.
you swallow down the wrong tube?
No, I don't think so. It's like allergies. I can feel it like my.
Oh, yeah, I've been getting mine cranked. Oh, yeah,
Jesus
don't-
Christ.
I don't know what happened. I just went this like small coughing fit.
I don't want to have to like administer CPR up here. Like, there is no dying on the set.
Okay, go. No.
But if you watch Carl Nassib's video, and I'm sorry I didn't send it to you to get it ripped and cut up and prepared, but you can find it pretty much everywhere and anywhere right now.
It's on every page.
The biggest thing about this video, and the thing that struck me about this, was that this did not come off to me as a look at me, a victim thing. Like, it just came off to me like it was a very genuine, it was a very honest, it was just like, hey, I want to get this off my chest. I want to do this. Hopefully this paves the way for other people to do it. And then he donated $100,000 to what was the Tyler.
It was the kid who was bullied for being
the Tyler
gay.
Foundation or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
it was.
yeah.
The kid was being bullied for being gay, and so he came out. He said what he had to say, and then he donated $100,000 to a foundation.
Adios.
Awesome.
Sounds
That
cool
was
to
it?
me, man.
I mean,
It was badass.
I mean, once again, like, my whole standpoint is, like, I was actually having this conversation this afternoon, was like, the fact that the dude has to feel like he's got to come out and I'm sorry, man, but I'm in that corner where
Doesn't matter.
no one should care who you whatever you do behind closed doors.
right.
kinda
What you
thing.
do in your private
Like,
life
wow,
is
cool, man.
beyond
Like,
you.
You have
That's-
sex with dudes, cool, bro. I hope it's like everything you want. You know what I mean? Like,
I
I
hope it's
don't.
everything you want in
Whatever.
life.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't. But like, I'm not gonna judge anybody for it. But I just don't understand like the,
No.
hey, it's a thing. Like, it shouldn't be as publicized and as blown up as it is just because a guy
know
is
why?
gay or not or what.
I think
Yeah, I
it's
do,
so
but I can't
normal.
say it on the
no,
fucking
no,
air.
it's so normal up here, like in the northern states. It's so normal. Everyone's like, "Hey, I'm gay," and everyone's like, "Okay." Like, what do you want us to do? Like, are
Right.
you looking for something? Like, if
Do you want money? Am I
Yeah,
supposed
no,
to,
if
am I-
someone
am I
says-
supposed to tip you $100 now because
if
you're
someone
gay?
says, if someone comes out and says like, "I'm gay," you're like, "Okay, great, that's great, congrats." Like, it's almost like to the point where most of us like we all have gay friends. We all know people who are gay. I know plenty of people that are married. Their spouses or the same sex, and
Yeah, of course. I
it
know.
doesn't matter. It's like, all right, cool. You're having a great life. That's awesome. In the South, though, they're like, they don't know about this.
Well, yeah, all them fucking holy rollers. Like, once again, religion ruining everything.
So, and I think that's the thing. But like, I think we're at a point, and especially in the NFL, where everyone's just like, hey, Joey made a great point. He came out. He said, "Hey guys, just want to let everybody know I'm gay. It's not really a big deal. For Pride Month, I'm donating $100,000 to this foundation, and I'll see you guys in training camp. Take it easy. Peace."
Yeah, I didn't have any problem with it. Obviously, I was like,
Badass.
cool, man, good for that.
And you know what?
dude.
It
Like,
seems like he's gonna be like, I said it. I wanted to make a
Right,
donation.
I don't know. I don't know
That's
what
it.
the future holds, and I don't know if he's gonna. I'm sure he's gonna have to do the talk show circuit now, and people are gonna,
Probably.
all the the Joy Reids of the world,
the
and
Ellens. And,
the Ellens, the Jamel Hills. They're all gonna want a piece of him, and they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, how hard was this for you? Wasn't it really tough being a gay man like that
he
under
shouldn't do
pressure?"
that.
And honestly, I don't. Look, I don't know what his answers are going to be.
Sure, of course not.
But
None of us do.
I know what the angle is going to be from the liberal media, who's going to want to just piggyback off of this
Of course.
to make a buck. They're going to be like, "Oh my God, it must have been so traumatic and so hard for you." And
yeah, they're going to
how
put that
much-
dark spin on
Yeah,
it.
they're going to put that victim spin on it, and he's going to probably. And you know what? Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. I hope he comes out, and I hope he just says, "No, life's been really good to me. It really wasn't that hard being a gay man in the NFL. Like,
Yep.
My teammates knew it. A couple people knew it here and there.
That's what I was gonna say.
And
I guarantee you, some of the teammates are gonna be like, "Yeah, we knew he was gay. No one cares." Like,
Yeah,
whatever
we
you
was-
want.
I know. I don't understand
you know,
that. It's
they'd
cool,
be like,
bro. Like,
yeah, no,
Yeah.
man, like we took him to the petting zoo a couple of times, and he wasn't as into it as the rest of us.
Yeah.
And we all
He
kind of
wanted to
figured,
go. He wanted to go thunder down under. We're like,
Yeah,
nah,
and
man.
you want to
we're
go
good.
grab a drink? You can get some dudes. I'll get some chicks. It'll all be a fucking great
Listen,
night.
man,
You know what I
and
mean?
you know
Yeah.
what?
The guy is ripped. The guy is like he belongs on like a muscle and fitness
yeah,
magazine cover. He's shredded.
he's a fucking good-looking dude. He's shredded as fuck.
Well, good for him. That's
And
what I'm
listen,
saying.
I don't
mean, it's like no one's gonna care.
I don't
Yeah.
give a shit
He'll
how
choke
many
the shit
dicks
out
you
of you.
suck on Saturday night. If you're getting me 2 sacks on Sunday,
come on.
I don't fucking care. I really
Nobody
don't.
exactly. It doesn't matter. It's like no one cares about your sexual preference anymore.
No one
But
cares about
I
gays.
do agree.
Like that's the thing. No one cares about being gay anymore. It's
no.
it-
20 years ago, huge news. Now
big
it's
time.
like meh.
10 years ago, it might have been even.
Yeah,
big
even
news.
Possibly.
10. Even 10. Yeah.
The Michael
now
Sam
it's-
thing made a huge difference. What
But
was that,
that's what I'm
5?
saying. Is like how many dudes or how many dudes or either whatever you're gay, whatever, like have like careers have been like so like spotlighted and ruined, and now this dude just is gonna like set like a new.
But how many?
trend
But
of,
how many
like-
people have been spotlighted and ruined? The thing is that like it doesn't. And
There was so many closeted
I'll
gays
try
too.
to speak from like a point of understanding from this. The thing is like a lot of careers haven't been ruined because guys were gay, at least not in the media, or at least not nationally, or like a public
Well,
standpoint.
even like locker room or whatever. Like,
But like,
you know,
yeah,
pushed
like,
out.
Like right, guys, we don't know about guys in the locker room and this and that. I mean, ESPN Playmakers, that series that aired in the early 2000s. If you haven't seen it, I got it on
Yeah,
DVD.
I
You
think
can
I
watch
remember it, yeah.
The wide receiver's gay, and the team finds out he's gay, and then the quarterback starts like kind of leaving him out to dry over the middle, and the linebackers are taking pot shots at him, like, and they're beating him up. And he's like, "Oh, sorry, yeah, I guess my release point's off a little bit today, you know, whatever." Like, and they're doing it on purpose to fuck him up, like, and hurt him and hit him.
Right.
I don't think like that shit. I think definitely happened, and don't get me wrong. I think this is a big deal for Carl Nassib, and it should be. Like I don't know many. Like I'm not gonna say I don't. I know a few gay people. I was never around any of them when they came out, but at the same time, I also know from talking to them, like coming out was one of the hardest things they had to do.
Well, right.
And it was a big deal to them, and that's fine. And I understand that, and I don't want to take away from like kind of the importance of what Carl Nassib was doing.
For real.
He made it very nonchalant.
Yes.
So he made guys like us be like, who like you know the three of us, we don't really care. You
Right.
can be gay, I don't give a fuck.
He
Like,
might make it easier for other guys to just feel like that. You know what I mean? Like who've got it bottled up that feel like
Yeah.
you know what? Fuck it, me too, dog. You know what I mean?
right, and if that's what he accomplishes at the end of the day, great. Then that's
Good. I'd rather see
that's
that than people's
progression.
careers get ruined.
right.
All right. Now, who was the running back for the Vikings? 27 years. Robert Griffin?
No, Robert Smith, the Cure. Robert Smith
Was the running back?
from the '98 Vikings. Yeah, Robert Smith.
Okay. Now the rumor was he was gay.
Rumor, yes.
And-
Robert Smith. I always say Robert Smith of The Cure because the lead singer of The Cure was named Robert Smith.
Yeah.
So,
Why you said the Cure? I was like, I'm not talking about.
no,
music.
yeah, no.
I
No,
was
Robert
like, I'm just
Smith.
gonna
He was the
shut
running
up. I
back.
don't
He was the
know
running back
what's
for the
going on.
Vikings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now he supposedly came out not publicly years after he retired, and there was a rumor that one of the reasons why he retired early was because he couldn't be in the locker room anymore because he felt like
Yes, somebody,
he was
I
hiding
don't,
a
I,
secret.
don't, I don't know who said Jason Collins 2.0. Thank you, Keith. Yes.
So that's what he was worried about. Like guys like that, or like now you have Carl Nassib coming out and he's just like, whatever, I'm gay. Like,
Right.
if it spurns a bunch of
Right,
other guys coming out, everyone's gonna be like, all right, cool.
guys feel like it's cool to come out after they leave the locker room and after they get out of the league or whatever league they're in. They
And
feel
a
like
lot
it's
of
better.
guys say that they don't want to make their teammates feel uncomfortable. But a lot of teammates are like, if you tell them now, they're like, yeah, whatever, we don't care. Like, do whatever you got to do. Like, you're not bringing it here. Like, he's not telling other guys you should be gay with me.
I'm
Honestly,
still
though,
good gaming you, and you know,
from-
towel fucking slapping.
And I'm just looking at this from like a pure bro standpoint because I've got pure bro in me.
Go
and
on.
I've been in college football locker rooms and I've seen the full frontal male nudity and the nonsense that goes on. I can absolutely see a guy like coming out and being like, yeah, I'm gay. I can 100% see in his teammates just like, you know, fucking full naked, Frankencock hanging down, like, you know, full blown fucking Charles Haley, just right in front of his locker, being like, "What do you think of that? You know, what do you think of that?" And like, you know, people
And
might
then it
think
becomes
that's
an HR issue.
I'm right. And people might think that, but it won't because
But
in the locker room,
the locker room's
the locker room is sacred. Now that might make that, you know, just because that guy is gay, does you can make fun of him and be like, oh,
I don't
you're a
think it's gonna
fag.
happen.
Oh, you're a fucking homo. Oh, you like dudes. Oh, yeah, you like you know what I mean?
I don't think that's going to happen anymore. I don't know.
Never, ever, ever, ever underestimate the low mentality.
Is Richie Incognito playing for the Raiders next year?
Dude. Listen, there is a Richie Incognito out there. We don't know who he is right now,
There's
but
one,
there is
yeah.
one. And there might be 10 in every locker room. And somebody's going to come in there, helicopter and their dick around his locker and be like, yeah, you like that? You fucking faggot? Like, whatever. Like, and that's going to be a problem. Because, again, but that's why they don't, also maybe why they don't come out, because they don't come out because they don't want that type of attention either. Even though that guy might have his back and might be like, dude, I'm totally cool with you. I'm just fucking with you. Like, who cares? It's
Yeah,
still
it's
uncomfortable for
still-
the guy who's sitting there like, okay, like, I don't want to see your dick flailing around like a locker down from me.
I'm gonna-
you know
I'm
what I
gonna
mean?
give-
Like,
yeah, I get what you mean.
You just can't underestimate the bro mentality, the dumb shit mentality of shit that goes on in locker rooms.
I just think I'm going to give the NFL athlete more leeway, more today than ever before. So if he's not accepted and it comes out that, he got a lot of shit for this and stuff like that, I'm going to be pretty disappointed. Because I'm going to be like, really? Like, you guys really give a shit like that much? Like,
and I don't think they do. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's going to be. I agree with
It'll
you.
cost John Gruden his job 100%. If he retires and comes out and he's like, dude, like I said, I made my announcement and like a bunch of teammates like wouldn't talk to me and they hated me, I'm going to be like, people are going to get fired. You know what's going to happen.
No one's going to do that because, again, especially in NFL locker rooms, like, guys know. Like, dudes in the NFL locker room, there are guys that we've sat here and cheered for and watched play in the NFL that were gay and we never know it and we'll never know it.
No,
who
yeah,
cares?
absolutely.
And who cares? It's none of our
That's
fucking
my
business.
point, dude. It's like, I don't
It's none of my
care,
fucking
bro.
business. If they want to bring that to the light and say, like, hey, listen, man, I like whatever, bro, do you. I don't care.
Just as long as he's not a pedophile. I'll be like,
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's not. Don't associate gays with pedophiles. That's
Jesus.
No,
Christ, that- I
Jesus
wasn't gonna
Christ,
say
that's not what I
that,
said. I said the only people I don't want
wasn't
my
gonna
team.
say it.
Yeah,
'cause
that's,
but yeah.
you and I said that you and I had the same thing. We were
I
like,
was like, whoa.
oh, hey,
No,
hold up.
no.
I know.
I know
No.
that's not what you were saying.
I
know
said
that's
the
not what you
only
were
time I care about anyone's sexual preference is if they're a pedophile. Then I'm like, I definitely do
Yeah,
not
all
want
right,
you
all
on my
right,
goddamn
guys.
If you're
team.
one of those
Yeah,
guys who like,
absolutely.
my sexual preference is under 10-year-olds, it's like, okay, no, now you're getting dragged out back behind the shed, and
Yeah, you
I'm
have,
gonna spend 39
yeah,
cents, and
yeah.
I'm gonna waste you're done. You're
sick-
gone.
Sick motherfucker.
You're a sick fuck. Like,
If you have guys come out and say they're bi, I'm like, again, doesn't matter to me. Think you're being greedy, but it doesn't matter to me.
I think you're being greedy.
yeah, right. Listen, I have gay friends that will sit there and they will tell you, bi isn't a thing. Those people are just greedy.
Oh, all right, whatever.
That's literally a quote from.
I'm not even gonna pretend, so I have no idea.
And I'm using this as purely anecdotal. I'm just saying this from a specific, from my standpoint, from one of my gay friends. He's like, yeah, no, that's not a thing. Bi is not a thing. You're either into dudes, you're into chicks. If you're not, you're either you're into one or the other, or if you're into both, you're comfortable with doing both, but that's just being greedy. And that's fine, but you don't get to call yourself gay and then, go and have sex with the other sex. That makes, and be like, well, I'm bi. No, you're just greedy. And that's okay. Listen, I'm all for being greedy. This is 2021.
Well, thanks,
we
Carl.
we live in capitalist America. Fuck it. Be greedy, baby. Go do you.
Carl has made an interesting topic tonight. Just do whatever you want in America. Do whatever.
Do whatever the fuck you want.
Do whoever you want.
What did we found this country on? Doing whatever the fuck you want, whenever the fuck you want. When we lost
Why are
sight
you
of that,
why are you making the Italian motion? Is Carl Italian? I like a
Chef's
pasta and I like a men. It's like, oh, great.
But that's the whole point of this country, right? Do what you want, when you want, and no one can fucking tell you otherwise. I don't know when we lost sight of that or how we became so deranged.
Got Carl Nassib to where he wants to be today,
Fuck it. Carl Nassib gets to make millions of dollars
Yeah.
sacking
good for him.
quarterbacks and then going and playing with other dudes on his weekends. Like, I don't give a shit, bro.
cares?
Like,
Yeah.
cool. I mean,
Going back to the original point, that was a great gesture what he did. He made it nonchalant.
It was.
He
He made it-
didn't make a big media circus. He did it on his own phone.
it wasn't.
Yeah, I saw that.
It
yeah.
wasn't like what was that? What was that girl's name? Chelsea.
Clinton?
Was it Chelsea Wallace? Chelsea something.
No idea who that
The BMX rider. the transgender BMX
Oh,
rider.
who wants to burn the American
Who
flag
wants to burn
if she
the
wins a gold?
She wants to
Never heard of her.
She wants to get on the
Good.
podium in the Olympics. He wants to get on the podium in the Olympics as a woman, and then burn the American flag while they're on the podium.
Is this real?
This is a real
she
thing.
said that, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of this person.
No, you probably won't either. She's not going to gain a lot of traction.
Sean, honestly, I didn't even know
I
that
don't
the
know
United States fielded a Olympic BMX team
That seems like a made-up thing.
until this thing decided to.
I didn't know
Do you
this
have?
either.
All right, this is gonna sound stupid. Do you have to have an American bike, or can you ride like a Kawasaki or something? Like, I don't know.
It's BMX, so it's pedal bikes. So it'd
Oh,
probably be
Yeah,
like,
it's not. Yeah, no,
I'm
no.
thinking dirt bike. I don't know why I'm thinking.
No,
dirt
probably
bike.
be like
no,
a-
Olympics, you can't have that shit. Like, you can't
probably
have,
like a
motorized stuff
dyno
like
or a
that.
Huffy
It's no, it's probably like a specialized
BM
or like a
or
giant,
BMX. Isn't BMX the brand?
Why did I think dirt bike?
No, we know nothing.
No,
about
BMX wasn't the
bikes.
brand. BMX is the style, right?
We know nothing
Yeah,
about
I
bikes.
don't even fucking know
I don't
where
fucking-
BMX
I don't-
ever came from. All I know is wanting to fucking pop sick wheelies, dog. And
Yeah.
you know, that was about
Yo, I
it.
got pegs on the front, and I'm gonna grind this
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You know,
They got like
So was this recently?
like Easterns like dirt jumpers like BMX. Yeah, this is recently. Who the fuck just came out and said the coach for the Miracle on Ice team just came out and was just like,
Maruzioni.
yeah, he was like, fuck you, basically.
Yeah,
How old is he?
I don't know. pretty fucking
70s,
old.
80s,
Yeah,
he's
well,
like
because you have
yeah.
that transgender weightlifter from New Zealand who just made the Olympic team for New Zealand.
Wait, transgender how? Man being a woman, or woman
man
being
becoming
a
a
man?
woman.
Yep.
Man becoming a woman?
So
Yep,
this is a man
man.
who was competitive in the men's division, transgendered into a woman, and is now on the Olympic team.
Smashing records.
Fuck was its name? God damn it! I can't
wouldn't
think of
be-
it.
Yeah, I saw it the other day, and I was just like, so.
Yeah, it's smashing all sorts of women's records, and the women in New Zealand are pissed because they're coming out and they're going to different outlets, and they're like, yeah, we spoke up to the Olympic Committee, and the Olympic Committee was like, shut up, no, go away.
That's really interesting. I'm
And
surprised.
they're
somebody
being
would-
silenced because they're like, how the fuck are we supposed to compete against that? That's a man. That's a fucking man. So the Olympic Committee actually changed the rules for the levels of testosterone females are allowed to have to
Really?
cater to this guy being part
so
of their
now
team.
all women can take testosterone to a certain level?
Yep.
Wow.
Well, better get on that shit, sweethearts, because you got a lot of
That
catching up to
sucks.
fucking do.
Yep. Hope you like hair growing out of places you never knew you had hair growing out of.
Dude, like the
Say
security
goodbye
guard
to
at my apartment building.
Say goodbye to your lovely singing voice. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen what testosterone does to women. It's gross. It's disgusting.
That sucks.
Don't come near me.
Physically, I mean, look, if that's what you want to do, by all means, just don't expect me to be all about you. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, I didn't even know about that.
And
That's
then
Gross.
finally, the last thing we'll get to real quick here. We'll touch on this next week. In a victory for college athletes, and I'll just read you what is up here from this United States Supreme Court ruled unanimously invalidating a large portion of the NCAA's amateurism rules. Basically, the court says the NCAA can no longer bar colleges from providing athletes with education-related benefits such as free laptops or paid post-grad internships. So what that basically means is, and this is what Judge Kavanaugh said, was that the NCAA has been hiding behind this guise of, well, we give them free education. But basically what they're saying is we give them free education, and yet we make billions of dollars. What Kavanaugh came out and said was, under any basic law, U.S. labor law, this would be highly illegal.
of course. It's been illegal for
So-
decades.
There's always been this talk.
We are now on the path directly to college athletes getting compensated properly for what they deserve. And there will be no more punishments for free tattoos. There'll be no more punishments for selling signed jerseys.
So Johnny Manziel can't get fucked for fucking.
Yep,
you
Johnny
know.
Manziel can't get fucked for this.
He's already rich.
I know, but still, I like Johnny football. He's
But
my
this,
boy.
the United States Supreme Court has delivered a blow to the NCAA
Good.
that has been long overdue.
Yeah, good.
College athletes deserve to be compensated properly. I'm not saying they're going to be paid for going to a college,
You're going to have a salary cap.
but I'm saying that this bullshit about free tattoos, laptops, handouts, cars, boosters, whatever. Fuck off with that shit, man.
Right.
If your program makes $24 million a year because the athletes that you're paying, your football program makes, or what did Roy Williams say? When you get your facts right, then come back and talk to me. Get your facts, then come back. That whole fucking spiel. $12 million a season. The UConn's men basketball team generated or whatever.
Just the UConn men basketball.
Just the basketball
just
team.
$12 million. Wow.
And then what do you? And then what? Or maybe it might have been more than that. I could be missing.
It was way more than $12 million.
I think Roy Williams was getting paid like $12 million.
I think he was getting paid $12 million a year.
Yeah, and he was using the money that the basketball program brought into the university as a justification for his pay. Right, my numbers are off. It's been a lot, but get your facts, then come back and talk to me. That was the press conference. This now sets it on a path where college athletes will now actually be compensated beyond just in education.
Right.
Dude, you're
And
talking
a
about
bullshit one at that.
Because we all know, listen, man, going and majoring in communications at Louisville, listen, brother, you ain't getting no fucking job at FS1. All right,
right.
You're gonna be fucking pounding the sand at the local radio station like everybody else.
Right.
Being like, but I went to Louisville, and they're gonna be like, yeah, great, that's cool. This kid from the local community college, he offered to do it for $10,000 less than you. So see you later.
I mean, another thing that's gonna happen is too, you're gonna see like more things with players' names on it. You'll see football jerseys with the player's name in the back.
I think that's cool.
The NCAA franchise gaming that's gonna
take off, but they're going to have to get so many players.
No, it's not going to take off. That's going to get fucking interesting.
Well, no, they can't pay everybody because they'll be broke. There's no way.
I don't think you're going to have it anymore.
Well, maybe you're going to have like 20 teams or 30 teams in the game. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only the ones that are willing to pony up the dough.
Yeah.
Right.
To be in the game.
40 teams. Pick your favorite.
Right.
You gotta buy some Alabama right to the end.
Right. You're no longer going to be able to go pick fucking I don't know, Southern Mississippi State or whatever it is.
Right.
Tulsa.
Or the Army or the Navy or anything like that. They won't.
Oh
be
no,
in
Army
it.
and Navy will definitely be in there. You kidding me? The Pentagon will be like, how much you want? Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
it.
that's a good point. Yeah.
Here's a blank check.
I figured
just
because
they
were like government,
it comes out of the
Annapolis
defense budget. So what? We'll shave a couple.
It's good advertisement to get people.
I guess
make sure you put Joseph Montana as quarterback.
We'll cut off 2 shows for the Blue Angels this year. That's our fee. But anyway, all right, boys, let's wrap it there. Thank you guys very much for joining me tonight. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Hey, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So, any last thoughts?
No, not really.
Nah, I think it was pretty. I don't know. I'm still thinking about that fucking Kevin Durant shot the other night.
It was fun. That was a badass shot. Kevin Durant is a man among fucking boys, babe. He is. Listen, Kevin Durant will win another championship before his career is over.
Not with Harden and not with Kyrie.
But it won't be with Harden and Kyrie.
Yeah.
Or if it is, they will have little to nothing to do with it.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Ice Trey at Devin Booker.
I want the Suns to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's you going with Suns?
I want the Suns to win the whole thing.
Suns in 4.
Suns in 4, 8 games.
I don't know. I'm going Giannis in the Bucks. That's who I want.
Suns in 4, baby. Suns in 4. Let's go, Suns. For Plizzy and Mr. Sean Bettencourt, I'm Joey Fats. We'll be back next week, 8 o'clock right here on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guy. Thank you, makers. You can give us a choice. A follow. Row 1, seat 1. Peace.
Later.
If he dies, he dies. He dies. He dies.